Anyway, what's going on? How are you?
Good. Same old shit, man. You?
Yeah, same old shit. What are we going to talk about this week?
I don't know.
Politics?
Yeah.
You want to
No.
get?
That's a fucking slippery slope.
Did you hear about the guy on Jeopardy? Who?
No.
So there's a guy on Jeopardy who won I guess he won like 3 times in a row.
Sure.
So on the fourth show, they announced him, and he went like this. He went like this. He won he won 3 shows, right? He did this when he won the second one. He did this when he won the first one.
Okay.
I guess there's a whole fucking outcry of people that were like, that's a racist symbol.
For what?
There's like nothing in history that like, what?
Is he white?
Yeah, he's white.
I don't know.
But I'm like, I don't know of a racist symbol that's like
a W or something like white power. I don't know.
So he had to apologize. They started bombarding his wall with
it sucks that he has to apologize when his intent was never to do anything wrong. That fucking bothers me. And if he doesn't, the guy's like life is fucking ruined, you know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you get past that? Like, I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, fuck that, I would never apologize. But really, when like
you have to,
like 1,000 people, because people are like, because I think it was something like 600 people were like complaining or something. There's a group of like 600 people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 600 people doesn't sound like a lot of people in the grand scheme of things. But if 600 people were bombarding your fucking email, and all your social media, you would be
emailing fucking Jeopardy and being like, take this fucking guy up the air. It's a lot. You know?
But like, what kind of world do we live in where like you can't even do like, it's like,
I know.
Why is that? I just don't know why that's the first place people go. Like, oh, he must be racist.
There's something in the last few years, and maybe it's always been there. Now I'm just getting older, so I see it more. Social media, it's more, more in the limelight. But people just want to be mad at shit, Like people just want an excuse to like say you fucked up, you did this wrong, you did this, you're racist, you're sexist, you're anything they can think of,
Yeah. What do you think that is? I mean, considering like, you're right. Like, why would people assume automatically that's like the guy doesn't have a racist past? He's not a racist.
Why don't they? I mean, the logical thing would be to ask him, right?
Well, the logical thing would be.
What do you mean by that? Well, no, the first show I did 1, the second show I did 2, the third show I did 3. Oh, okay, thank you. The end. Like, I mean, why is that? If you'd just done it on the 3rd episode and not in the other 2, then okay, maybe you could be like, oh, what the heck is wrong with that? But then even then, you just ask the question. Hey man, what's with that? Is that some kind of racial thing? You don't even need to ask if it's a racial thing. What does that mean? Oh, it was my 3rd win. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks.
But why would I don't even know why anybody would assume that. Like where
that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't even be where your mind goes.
Like if the guy doesn't have a racist past or racist history, you don't know anything about the guy. Why would you automatically assume that him doing, and I think he tapped his chest or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you assume that means he's racist?
If someone had a problem with it, just ask him like, what did you mean by that? It's like, oh, it was my 3rd show that I won. Oh, the end. That literally should be where it ends, right there. Boom, done.
Yeah.
He says it was my 3rd show. You say, oh, okay, thanks for clarifying. Yeah.
He had to apologize. He had to apologize and make a statement. Guy, did you shave your beard on the sides? Let me see that shit.
He's lined up nice.
I got it. I went to the barber the other day.
Your face looks longer. They trimmed the edges.
They trimmed because it was out like this, and I was like, dude, I look like I'm homeless. You gotta
have it shaped in. Yeah.
So basically, you're trying to make your beard like mine.
You don't have a beard
right now. But before,
see, it's easy to make alliances right within 5 minutes because that's done.
But before I had to shave my fucking beard, it was shaved.
It was one length, bro. You had one length.
No, it wasn't. I'm gonna post.
It literally looked exactly like you have it now, just a little longer.
I'm gonna post a photo now, and then it's the sides are gone.
Are we supposed to see this photo?
I get my dude.
That's for after when I edit.
I've gotten my beard shaped like this for like the past fucking 10 years.
I just like busting your balls. I haven't busted your balls all week.
I get mine like I don't. The last time I had it long, it gets to a point like where I get it really big, but then I'm just like I get fucking tired of it, man. My fucking skin gets all fucked up under it, and I'm just like I get.
You know what bothers me here is that it comes down with me, and it gets so long that it actually starts curling, and I can feel it like, touch my ears, and like it curls out, and it's like a wave, and I'm like that.
Yeah, I've always trimmed the sides, so I don't ever have that like problem where it goes out.
Yeah,
but I don't get the itchy shit under my beard though. I don't
itch ever. Everybody's like, oh, I can't stand it. It drives me nuts. I'm like, I don't feel that. It
doesn't get itchy. It just like gets like dry. Like I'll get like right here. I get like red and like flaky and stuff. And like, man, I take such good care of this. I'm fucking buying all the products and
Do you use like a beard butter or a beard oil?
Everything, man.
Huh. I don't use anything. I literally soap and water and my shit.
That's the worst thing to put in your beard is soap.
Yeah,
it dries it out.
Yeah, but I don't care.
Maybe, see, this is it. Maybe
You don't care about. Wait, hold.
Here we go. Here we go.
Ian, he doesn't. Okay, hold on. How can he not care about his beard so much so that he doesn't?
That he wants to
doesn't care about the maintenance of it.
Here we go. Here we go.
Buy $30 of a fucking beard product to dye it to make sure it looks good. So so taking care of it is completely nonsense. But as long as it looks good when it's on, regardless of what's underneath it, he don't give a fuck.
That's right. As long as
this is my problem. Maybe I'm over producting it, so that my skin's irritated by all the things I'm using.
Yeah,
I use a beard wash in the shower, and I use a beard butter when I go out, like when I get out of the shower, and I put it in, I let it sit, and then I blow dry it, and then that's it. I'm done.
You blow dry your beard?
When I'm out of the shower, I put the beard butter in, I get dressed, and then at about 5 minutes, I take a blow dryer and I blow it and make sure it's dry, and I just comb it. And
this is actually a good idea. As much as you're about to chirp him, I think when you get moisture and stuff that stays into the skin, that's what fucks your skin up.
I'm not going to chirp him. This is the part that bothers me. You go to all those fucking lengths. He's going
to say the same thing.
It's the opposite of me. It's the opposite of me. You go to all that fucking trouble to make it look nice, and it looks gray and shitty. Just
I know why. I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to fucking dye it. I'm going to tell you why.
Because I want you to.
Because John Meadows, this is how far this podcast has fucking become. Okay. John Meadows posted a shoulder workout. Okay. If I read some of the comments, somebody goes, all I see is a gray beard. Somebody goes, Guy, you should dye your beard in Fouad's voice. Somebody goes, do you hear Fouad in your head telling you to dye your beard?
But don't you know that studies show guys with beards, especially gray beards, people like usually think that they're smarter and more like authoritative figures.
So is that what you're trying to do, Guy?
I don't know. I've heard from the female population that a salt and pepper beard looks better than a dyed beard.
It depends if it's dyed where it looks fake, because I've seen guys do the black dye and it looks like
dark.
It looks like they colored it with like shoe polish.
Like, look, if you look at mine, right, that doesn't look like I dyed it, does it?
No, you have like a little bit of gray.
Yeah. So I just do it a little bit, so it just covers it a little bit.
Yeah, but I've been sporting this look for so long, it's going to be obvious.
People will know right away. Yeah. You know you do.
Then it'll be like, Fouad, Guy, you didn't do it. Ha!
No, I got an idea. Shave it off, and then when it grows back, start dyeing it. That way they won't know. It'll just be like all of a sudden it just grew back black. It's like no big deal.
But now you said it, so it's fucking ruined.
Yeah. Well, I'll cut that part out. They won't know.
You could have texted that to me. It made it easy.
See, I'm a little lucky though. At least like I have quite a bit of gray in mine, but because my hair is like more of a blondie, like it doesn't show bad. Like,
you have like that grizzly-esque, like I have like you got that like full on like thick, like mine's long, but you have like that full gnarly, like it looks like your beard would be all dark brown and then right here like bright.
Yeah, that's really how it goes. Yeah.
You look like if you grew that out, you look like a fucking like a Viking.
Is that one of your new shirts, Guy?
A month ago.
Was it? I thought one of the new ones.
It is, but I've had it just 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. I thought you just posted about it last week.
I do. So when I get new items in, I go for the people that are like, so I'll go on my live feed and say, guys, this stuff is live.
Okay.
Then I'll go on my, like maybe later on in the week, I'll go on my story and say it's live. And then I'll do a hard post. Yeah. So the people that watch me all the time on my live, they get like they get first dibs because they're always on my live. Then I go to my story for people that keep up with the up-to-date stuff. Then I'll do a hard post. So I don't slam it all at one time.
Okay, but wait, is there a reason? Like, are you trying to purposefully like?
I like to give the people that are always watching me all the time, like on my live feed and checking my stories, because it's like a 24-hour and done thing. I like to give those people priority because the stuff sells out. So I like for them to get first dibs on it. And if I did a story post, a hard post, a lot, I do it all myself. I have to pace it to where I can sit down and pack out 50 orders at one shot and then do it again in 50. Because it's like,
old man, it's called a grid post, not a fucking hard post.
A grid?
But a hard post sounds better. It sounds tougher.
It's called a grid post.
Do you really call it a grid post?
I thought it was just called a post. It's post story. But I just call it a post.
A grid post? Did you Google that to find out why you were at a screen?
No, I'm looking for a picture of my beard.
Hey, the last time a fucking screen got shown on here, somebody's number got leaked. So can we stop that, please?
Yeah, be careful. Yeah.
Whose number got leaked?
Really?
Guy's number got leaked. You didn't hear?
No.
Last week. Was it last week? Oh no, it was
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, me, Ben, Guy and Paul were on, and we were making fun of Guy's name, and Ben changed the name in his phone and then showed the name.
First of all, see how first of all, they weren't making fun of Guy's name. They were making fun of a leaky tit, which turned into which turned into a nickname for me.
You know, you're such a fucking ball buster. I just try to make the story short.
Okay. Yeah, but you can't just say
I'm gonna link
his name to like leaky and not preface with anything.
Okay. So Guy used the word leaky early in the podcast. Later in the podcast, I'm going to tell the full story now, just so you're happy. Later in the podcast, I used the word leaky. Guy's like, you can't use my word. I'm like, okay, we're going to call you Leaky Cisternino from now on. Okay. So it's stuck. So Ben was,
is that how it happened, or was it with the boob leaking?
No, man, because the boob leaking was why you used the word in the first place. But then I used the word later on in the podcast, and you're like, don't fucking use my word.
Okay, so do you want to know where I got the word leaking from?
It doesn't matter. The point is, Ben changed Guy's name in his phone to Leaky Cisternino, and then he showed it.
He goes like this.
He showed the number at the same time. So people started calling fucking Guy. People
were like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" And I'm like, "Who is this? You know who it is?" I'm like, "I don't."
Did you edit it out?
I had to take it down off of YouTube, edit it, and put it back up.
Dude, I called him. So one night I started getting messages, and I'm like, "Who the fuck are these people?" So finally, I'm like, I go to bed. I'm like, I'm not paying attention to my phone. I woke up. I had some messages, voicemails. I was like, numbers I didn't know. Driving home. I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, I'm getting fucking messages again. And I'm like, who the fuck? I literally text this person. I'm like, dude, I don't have time for this nonsense. I'm driving. Like, who the fuck is this? And the person goes, your number got leaked on Fouad's podcast. And I go, bullshit. I was on the podcast. I know everything that happened. And the motherfucker sends me a screenshot of my number. So I was like, hey, bud, we got a problem. And he's like, what's up? I go, Ben leaked my number and I'm getting random phone calls. And he goes, oh, really? Say hi to Paul. Okay, I'll take it down. Talk to you later. Bye.
That's funny.
And then me and Ben had a side note. Ben was like, bro, I'm so sorry. Like, and I go, dude, I'm not mad. And then we both, I think he texted me at the same time I text him. We were both like, what do you think Fouad would have done? I go, oh, he would have been on suicide watch.
No, I would not have. I would have took it down and did the same thing.
No, you would have changed your number.
I probably would have changed my number. Yes, I probably would have done that for sure. Guy, before you came on, we were talking about Jeopardy racism. Have you heard about this story? The guy on Jeopardy, who they started calling, I'm just going to bring it up real quick because we were talking about Ian. I just want to see what Guy thinks.
Jeopardy's not racist?
No, there was a guy on Jeopardy that had one.
He wasn't racist, but yes.
He wasn't racist. Just a white guy on Jeopardy.
Okay.
He won 3 shows in a row and he was on to his 4th. So when they announced him at the beginning of the show, he went like this. He tapped his chest and he went like with the number 3, right? Like he had already won 3 shows. And he did it before for the second one. He took 2 and he put 1 on the first time. And I guess this whole group of fucking people were like, that's a racist symbol. And they started bombarding his fucking emails and his social media and everything until he had to fucking issue an apology.
What's the gang sign?
There isn't one. There isn't one.
So people just like to be fucking pussy assholes.
That's right.
That's
we're like, but the reason I brought it up is I have a question is it was something like 600 people were in this group that were pissed off. Do you tell 600 people to go fuck themselves?
Absolutely.
Right. But I just feel like it's easier said than done because if 600 people are messaging you and DMing you and so like on your wall and
I would put out a video. Be like, in what fucking planet is me going 3? Just show me proof what the fuck that means. And if you could show me that this is a racist sign that I didn't know about, I'll say I'm sorry, but I was doing 3 wins.
Okay, wait a minute. That's a good point though. Let's say there is actually a sign that looks like that.
If there was a sign, I'd be like, listen, I was just doing 3 and tapping my heart like 3 wins, bitches. Like, I'm going to get it. But I didn't realize it was a racist fuck. I didn't realize that a number 3 on touching my heart symbolizes some fucking, what do they say? Race? Was it? I don't know.
It was a racist symbol or something is what they were trying to call it.
About what though? Did they say?
Well, the guy was white, so I'm assuming he was racist against some minority of some sort. I don't know. They didn't say.
But they didn't state what this meant.
No, because the guy, the news show I was watching couldn't figure out what the racist symbol was.
Well, if the fucking news can't figure it out, which usually if they can't figure it out, they just make something up anyway. So if they can't even make something up, then those 600 people are idiots.
I'm sure somebody in the comment section is going to correct me. Maybe it does mean so. The point I'm trying to make is not whether it's a racist symbol or not. The point is, I don't think I could say sorry for that because it's so fucking ridiculous.
The only way I would issue, and it wouldn't even be it would be like an informal apology. Be like, I'm not taking back what I did. I'm apologizing for the fact that I was ignorant, is I didn't know what that meant. And if I did, I wouldn't have done it.
Ian's got something.
This is what it is.
Wait, how did the news? Hold on. Hold on.
It wasn't.
How did the news is unable to find this? But a Canadian IFBB pro bodybuilder with a fucking iPhone just pulled it up in 3 seconds.
I don't know. Let's hear what you got, Ian.
It just said the intentionally not resembled very closely a gesture that has been used by white power groups, alt-right groups, and anti-government groups that call themselves the 3%ers.
Oh, so they're saying,
like yeah,
but that's a different symbol.
Forefinger, and they go like that.
Oh, I don't know if.
Okay, but my argument would be actually, you know what? I wouldn't issue an apology, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if he did 1, then 2, then 3, I would be like, I did that every fucking show.
That's what I'm saying.
So if this was the 4th show, I would have done 4. If this was 5, I would have done 5. So if you go back to my original fucking debut on Jeopardy, I went like this, I went like this, and I went like this.
Yeah, it's crazy though. I just, I don't want the show to turn political.
It does say he had also shown his wins on his fingers in the previous 2 introductions.
Yeah.
So.
I had to bring it up because I'm like, I find things getting worse instead of getting better.
Yeah.
You know what I would put? You know what I'd post? This. I'd be like, this is for all the people that think I'm not going to win number 4.
Post this. Like,
yeah, or that.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys didn't miss my first win, here's it again.
See, that's the thing though. It's like then if you say kind of fuck you guys, I didn't mean that. Is Jeopardy ever going to have you back on? It's like it's a slippery slope with that.
I think sometimes people
need your career on game shows. Like you got to be careful,
So this is something similar. It's not. I mean, the context is similar. So I was on a live feed the other day, and this is where people I think people fucking misunderstand and who a person is if you don't know them or their action or what they say. I was on my live feed, and I think we might have even talked about this before, but this just happened. But we might have talked about it on a previous podcast. And this kid is 20 years old, Brandon, and he goes, I'm training every day to absolute failure, sweating, even some days throwing up, and I'm never sore. And I train like I'm one of the hardest working guys that I know. And I stated in my live feed, I go, 99% of the people that make that comment, I go, are usually the ones that train the biggest pussies. I said, because if you train obviously we joke about that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if you have to publicly announce how you out-train everybody, I go, at 20 years old, I said, I'm telling you at 20, I probably acted like that. And I'm telling you at 40, don't say shit like that because it makes you look like an idiot. So I'm trying to tell this kid so the kid took, and I wasn't taking this kid, but I'm like, listen, you shouldn't say that stuff. You should ask hey, I'm not feeling sore in my chest. Do you have any alternative exercises to do rather than I train harder than anybody that I know? So I said what I said, and this 20-year-old kid started coming at me on my actual page. Fuck you, you're a fucking dick. And then I comment him and I go, before you go and post something disrespectful, I go, you might want to understand the context of which I was speaking. I go, I wasn't speaking directly to you. I was speaking to anybody that says that. I said, I help everybody for free and give free advice and blah, blah, blah. So the kid messages me back and he's like, I'm sorry. I didn't understand. Yeah. So I sent them 5 voice notes and I go, dude, listen, you're 20 years old. I said, no way in hell should you ever act the way you acted. I go on somebody's page. I go, whether it's mine, I go, people are going to look at that and you're 20 and go, who the fuck do you think you are? Talking to a 40-year-old man who's been around the block as far as bodybuilding goes and training. The kid was so adamant that I was wrong in what I said. And then he actually messaged me and he's like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry.
Wow. So he dug his heels in and
he dug his heels in and he was stern that you're an asshole. You're wrong. And then when I actually explained myself, he was actually like, you know what? I'm sorry. You're right. And I think situations like this can be easily explained if the guy just put out a video and was like, hey.
Yeah, but this is the point of now of how things are now. You don't get a chance to explain.
Exactly.
And if you're explaining, you're fucking wrong. Like if you're explaining, you're wrong. You're guilty. You're explaining what
before you were on. I was like, why wasn't this just a question? Like if someone thought it was a racist symbol, why didn't they just say, hey man, what did you mean by the three fingers? He said, oh, sorry, I did one when I won one, two when I did two, three when I won three. That was it. But it doesn't. It immediately jumps that it must be a racist thing.
Yeah. It was such a bad racial thing. Why did the fucking TV channel cut it out?
Well, no, it's not even the point, man. If somebody has no racist, if you see somebody on TV and they're not demonstrating any type of racist behavior ever, you haven't seen anything on their social media, why is this the first thing you jump to? Oh,
yeah, but this essentially is, why is there no benefit of the doubt? Why do you just assume everyone has to be doing something?
Because once COVID happened and 2020 happened, the rules of innocent till proven guilty flew out the fucking window.
Yeah, I just what I'm trying to say though is my brain doesn't work that way. Like when I see this, I don't think anything. I'm like, oh, okay, that's whatever his symbol he does. Maybe it's his family. Like I wouldn't even think 3 wins because I didn't watch the previous 2 shows. But I'm like, I wouldn't think to myself, that's got to be right. It's got to be racist.
Every time I walk off stage, I go like this, and it's like it's the sign of the cross, but I just go like this, and I'll just go.
You're gonna offend the atheists.
They can fucking all suck my dick. How's that?
No, I don't know. Anyway, we don't have to keep going on about it. The main reason I brought it up was, how do you deal, like now that life is like that, how do people fucking deal with it? Because it's easy for us on the outside to say, oh, fuck them, fuck this, fuck that. But like Iain said, he's got to go back on the show at some point if he wants to. He's got to, he's dealing with all these DMs, these phone calls or emails. Like it's easy to say it from the outside looking in, just fuck it all. But like if you're actually dealing with it, maybe saying sorry is just the easiest way out.
I was getting blown up about the Rock thing. People calling me a fucking sellout.
The Rock? Why? What'd you say about the Rock?
I posted a happy birthday post about the Rock and said can't wait to compete in Athleticon in 2022.
Why are you selling for that?
Blown apart about how he's a scumbag, he's a liberal, he's a sellout. I'm a jerk. I shouldn't support him. Fuck me. Fuck him.
So somebody.
I'm like, so I actually commented. I go, I didn't know different political views meant I couldn't be civil and friends with somebody.
I was just gonna say that. So let's say
if you don't believe it, if you're not a Catholic, I can't be friends with you and we can't talk and I have to disagree and I have to hate you.
Yeah. Or if I'm a liberal, we can't talk.
No. That's what people made it seem like. I'm like, dude, I don't agree with him, whatever his viewpoint was, and the video he put. I don't have to agree with what he did. I don't think he's a bad guy either.
Okay,
This is the thing though. This is where it's a slippery slope because the more people start apologizing for it, the more it reinforces people attacking that behavior.
I agree. Yes. I agree 100%.
So there needs to be a point where people be like, yo, fuck you. Like, this is ridiculous. I agree with that. Yeah. So it's a tough spot because this guy's trying to maintain his career as obviously a game show contestant.
Yep.
And if he starts saying, fuck all you guys, no, like NBC or these shows are going to want to have him back on, Yeah. And then if you start apologizing for everything, well, then it's like, okay, your behavior was bad, even though you didn't mean it. You're apologizing for something that wasn't necessarily malicious, right?
You didn't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So then it's like every time someone does anything, whether it's intentional or not, they have to apologize for it, which is the state we're going in now.
Yeah. That rock post, that's fucking ridiculous. I didn't even know that.
Oh, you should look at
that's absolutely insane.
It's insane.
So can I ask you guys, we'll get off politics, I swear. I know people are probably annoyed, but I just, this stuff goes through my head sometimes. So is anybody actually fully right or fully left on everything? Because I'm not.
You want me to tell you what I say?
What?
I'm a Republican, but I think they're just as corrupt as a Democrat. So
no. I don't want to get into all that. I know that's.
Oh, you said left and right. That's what that is.
No. I know that's true. What you're saying is true, but that's not what I meant. What I meant was if I gave you a list of all the policies, right?
Oh, would I agree with all one side?
Would you be all on one side for all of them? I don't think anybody is.
Super far right wing or something, but then be like, oh, but I'm pro-choice.
You could be like, I'm for gun rights, but I don't care if gay people get married.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anybody who's
there obviously is, but I mean,
the people,
a small percentage.
The people I've met that are all one side are usually people that just like to belong to a side and don't actually think the policies.
Those are ones that wear their masks in their car with their windows up by themselves.
I see that all the time.
When I see those people on the road, I pass them on.
One day I had my mask on. I think it was at the grocery store or some shit, and I forgot it was on. And I started driving, and I'm still wearing it. And I'm like, I'm like, somebody's gonna fucking see me. I took it off.
Second time out the grocery store, that thing's off. You know what makes me more sad though? The people who are in their car, whatever, they're older people old enough to drive. What makes me really sad is when I'm driving through my neighborhood and I see kids that are like 6, 8, 10 years old outside, like 3 or 4 of them, wearing a mask, biking together. I'm like, man, like they're going to grow up thinking that they need to live in this fear like this, that, I got to go to my friend's house. I got to put my mask on. Like, man, that's not real life, you know?
Yeah.
I trained with John today in a Meadows in PA. And I walked in, I'm like, I got to wear a mask. He's like, the owner will throw you out if you put a mask on. Go,
what's John doing in Pittsburgh?
No, I didn't say Pittsburgh. I said PA.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he was near Philly. He was trained. I trained at Iron Sport Gym.
Okay.
And Dave Tate was there too.
Okay, yeah.
Him and Dave were there. And so he posted something. It was in Morris, New Jersey. One of my buddies like, hey, you train with John? He's in New Jersey. I'm like, yeah, he is. So I messaged him. I'm like, hey, bro, are you in Jersey? And he's like, yeah. He's like, what are you doing tomorrow? You want to train? And I was like,
he's great.
Last minute. I was like, sure. But I was having a fucking lucky this was at 8:30 because I had a plumber over. My well pump went. So I got to get a well pump, which is like a couple grand. So my buddy was over and we were bullshitting. And we were talking about, what the fuck were we talking about?
Who cares? How was your training session with fucking John and Dave?
Oh, no. Oh, so he asked me about how I was training with John. And I'm like, man, I said, I've trained with a lot of people, but he's like one of the most intelligent guys in the gym that I've ever met.
Can I ask you a question? This will tell me everything I need to know. So did he get the most out of the muscle without you feeling any pain in any of your joints?
I felt great.
Like great. You felt great when you like.
Great.
The feeling I get with John is like, I could probably do more, but I feel amazing.
Yeah. So it's like, you don't want to do like it's funny. I think he kind of underestimated me a little bit because not underestimated me. Me and John.
Is that your first time training together?
No, we trained arms together, I think.
Okay.
Before, okay. But that's not like a power workout.
Yeah.
But we started with like dumbbell incline and he was like, okay, so the first set we need good hard 8. He's like, what do you think? 110, 120? And I was like, hard 8? He's like, yeah. I go, I mean, I could get 150 for 8 without it being hard. And he was like, really? And I'm like, yeah. So like I threw up 8 and I was like, and he's like, oh, okay. And then we went over to the video he posted was a triple drop.
Yeah.
And he put on 2 and then he's like, all right, let's do like a feeder set of 5. And I was like, all right, grab 25. And he was like, yeah. I go, John, you don't think I can do it? No. So we put a 25 on. I was like, and he's like, oh, okay, we're going to go to 315. Like he kept like giving me like really low numbers. And I felt bad. I'm like, John, that's not like a.
Well, you got to think from his standpoint.
Yeah.
You're 38. You're 38. You've had 2 shoulder surgeries.
Yeah.
So, right. He's trying to be.
No. Yeah. But I was just telling him like, hey, and he was like, dude, he goes, you did everything right. He goes, your form was awesome. He was like, I'm beyond impressed.
Look,
he was like, that's fucking great session.
Not to be an asshole, but I'm probably about to be, but no, I didn't
Every
think
time he says that, Ian, I'm not going to be an asshole, but it's like, but prepare for it because here it comes. He's going to say something about how he changed my life again. So can we just end this podcast?
No, I'm not. I was going to give you a fucking compliment, you asshole. I was going to say, I didn't think you were that strong either. And I was impressed when I saw your videos.
What? Okay, listen, I know we joke in here about.
I didn't think you were that strong.
Hold on. But I know we all joke. Like Ian's a strong motherfucker. Like I say I can lift more than Ian. Obviously, it's bullshit. Like we all joke around about who trains harder. Do you really think I'm a pussy?
No. There's a difference between training like a pussy and training heavy. I can't listen at 42. I can't train heavy anymore. Like I did 4 plates on the Smith machine the other day for squats. I was like, that's awesome. I felt great. So I just didn't think you were fucking dumbbell pressing 160s. It's impressive.
I knew you were strong like squatter and stuff like that. I did know that.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I didn't even think you were. I didn't even think you were strong.
My pressing is strong now, but before the shoulder surgeries, I was way a completely another level than what I am now. I'm where I'm at now because I have to like control it and be careful. Before my shoulder surgeries, I got videos of 170s for fucking 10 on incline. On my Instagram. Yeah. So it's like I look at it, I'm like, I'm still good, but it's like I'm not great.
What's the most you ever dumbbell pressed, Ian? 200s?
Yeah, 200 is the biggest I've ever seen. I've done those, no problem.
You've done those? No problem?
I shoulder pressed 175s easy the other day.
No way.
How do you even get it up? You had somebody hand it to you.
I had 2 people pass them to me sitting. Yeah.
Isn't it? Does it make you feel crazy when like you have to grab a dumbbell that like a person can't even deadlift?
Yeah, you just get 2 big guys to pass them up to you, and then Melissa stands behind me. So then they pass it. She helps me up on the first one, and then I can do it no problem.
175.
So listen, the 200.
I did that like as my 3rd exercise. I did hammer press, then laterals, then dumbbell press, and I still did a set of like 9, 10 with those, no problem.
The 200-pound dumbbell press. You said it was easy. How you just rep those out for 10 or something?
Well, I mean, the last time I did them, I've done 200s maybe 3 times in my life. Like whenever I see a gym that has them and it's like falls on a chest day or something, I'll do them. But yeah, I mean, I've done them incline. The first time I ever did them, I did them at a Gold's. I did them incline for like 8. And that was like pick them up myself and stuff. I've done them at Arsenal's gym before for flat for 9, 10. Yeah.
Usually guys who press really well don't row as well. Do you row heavy too? I know you deadlift heavy, but do you row heavy?
Yeah, I can row heavy. Yeah.
Like what? 4 plates, 5 plates?
I've done 5 plate bent over rows. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, man, that's crazy.
I think my back wouldn't withstand that. Like it's just my back would snap.
The most I've done, I used to do
that anymore. But yeah, I mean, I found when I trained doing stuff like that, it did nothing for my back. Like I don't know if you saw the pictures I posted today. My back has come up
crazy.
Yeah, and that's getting away from doing 4 or 5 plate bent over rows and doing more like fancy machine work, dumbbell rows, like stuff like that. You know?
You saw my comment. I heard a bubble guts, but a fucking bubble back is. I said that looks.
Building alliances before the podcast. See, that's what you're doing.
First of all, yes or no? Did you tell me Ian was coming on the podcast?
You must have known. That's why you're like,
I'm
gonna get him ahead of time.
No, I didn't know.
You preempted it. That's what you did.
You were conniving behind your back here.
I'm slimming down. I started a prep with John, not a prep like a contest prep. Nobody fucking get crazy.
Bro?
Is that why John whispered in my ear before I left? And he was like, "Is that why John whispered in my ear when I left?" And he went, "You're way stronger than Fouad."
You are stronger. That's not even a secret. Right now, you are stronger.
I'm just.
No, you are actually right now. Right now, everybody's stronger than me. But
I decided we're going to do a second show right after too.
You are?
Me and Patrick decided. Yeah, there's that new show in Texas the week after Tampa. I'm going to do both.
Is that the 20?
Tampa? What is it? Dallas?
July 24th, isn't it?
No, it's August 12th, 13th.
Oh, is that Wings of Strength? That one?
I don't know.
That's the last one you can qualify for, I think, before the Olympia. Isn't that the one?
No, well, there's Toronto too, which is end of August.
But is there a 212 at that one in Texas?
Yes.
I think that's the last one you can qualify for the Olympia for.
No,
maybe
Toronto
for 212 maybe. Maybe there's
212.
But there's Toronto Pro has 212 also though.
I know for a fact that somebody said that was a cutoff, that show.
I don't think Ron, the promoter for Toronto, wouldn't have the show if you couldn't qualify for the Olympia.
Yeah, no. Toronto has every class that qualifies you for this year's Olympia. Yeah, there's a new show in Texas that's I can't remember who the promoter is, but I think that's what Kucklow's doing. So that'll be a good challenge for me. So I'll do Tampa first. And that'll be like to get my qual, and then go there and collect a paycheck. It's got like a $40,000 purse or some shit. So I'll go there and do that one. It's a week between, and from Florida to Texas is close, so might as well do it while I'm there in shape, right?
So collect a paycheck means you're assuming you're going to win both shows.
No, I don't assume I can beat Kucklow. I think I can, but I'm not assuming I can.
Can we say Kucklow? Every time you say Kucklow, I'm thinking
I was going to correct him, but he just keeps going.
Every time he says Kucklow, I go right to porn. Every time. I can't. I just stop saying Kucklow. It's Kucklow.
I'm sure Steve didn't see this, but if he does, I apologize. But yeah, it's.
I don't care. I'm just thinking a second.
I'm 100% confident I can win Tampa. That's obviously where I put my ducks in. The show after, I think just Steve is a good challenge for me.
Yeah.
I think Steve is that guy that's like been in that top 6. That's kind of, I was 7th. I think that's kind of the next bridge. Yep. So whether I beat Steve or not, I think I can give him a good run. Whether it be him or not, who fucking knows? We don't know. But I think
if you win Tampa and you feel good, are you still going to do it just to do it?
Yeah.
If you win both of those shows, you can do Toronto?
No, because if there's quarantine, it's too hard because then there's only 2 weeks between. So I literally have to quarantine into the show.
Perfect. So if I do Toronto, Ian's out. I don't have to worry about that.
Well, yeah. Well, I decided this though. If I don't win Tampa, I'll come home and then I'll do Toronto.
Okay.
Let's have like a battle of the bro chats.
Yeah.
On stage? You got to come up to open.
No, we'll just do it.
First of all, I don't have to come up to shit. I can compete in whatever fucking weight I want. You can
just all do it together, just as a show together. Just us.
Okay.
Well, all
Well, I didn't say us three.
No, all saying that. All of us.
Okay. Should we include Nick? Because that's kind of unfair.
Why wouldn't we include Nick?
Let's just want to like.
It's unfair. Why are you saying it's unfair?
Because he's a mutant.
Yeah, I was 7th place at the Olympia.
Wait a minute.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you just shit on Iain. You just tore apart your alliance. It's gone now.
The fuck? I'm technically the best bodybuilder in this goddamn podcast. Fuck
Wait
off.
a minute. This is actually getting interesting now. Guy.
I knew it was coming there. Yeah. I knew it. And he's gonna ask me if I think I'm the best because of my wins. I know.
No, that's not what I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask you, do you think Iain can beat Nick?
Yes.
Do you think James can beat
But
Nick?
I also think Nick can beat Iain.
Well, what the fuck? You can't sit on the fence. Can Iain beat
fucking
Nick
fence
or not?
driving motherfucker.
No, I think right now, if it was Iain versus Nick,
if they went on stage tomorrow.
I think Iain would. I think Iain would
beat me. I'm fucking 14 weeks.
No,
out.
I mean like if you were shredded.
No. I'm talking about Iain would win because I think Iain structure right now and the muscle maturity that he has in the lines is what Nick lacks.
Is it his fucking Jersey accent? He says my name's so weird, eh?
Iain. Is it Iain?
Because
Iain?
he's trying to pronounce the I. He's trying to pronounce like the IAIN.
You want to say Iain?
No, Iain.
Ian.
Yeah, but you pronounce like the I harder.
Iain.
Because you're Italian.
You say like Ann.
You're Italian.
Ann.
Do you have a nickname? What do you want me to call you? Like a hot little chuckle monkey? What do you want me to say?
Iain doesn't have a nickname. We never gave him one.
Not really, no.
Like Evan's the Ox, I'm Haas, Nick's the Mutant, guys Leaky. I don't know.
Good comedic timing on that one.
We haven't given Iain one yet. We have to figure out. James, what's James? Isn't James have one too?
Yeah.
What is it?
The Shed.
The Shed. That's right. Oh, I gave him that fucking nickname.
Yeah.
You're more like an addict.
Okay. So back to the question. Don't try and get away from it. Can Iain beat Nick?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I just need to make sure it's clear. Can James beat Nick?
Can James beat Nick? Yes.
Can you beat Nick?
No.
So Nick is third on the podcast.
Well, just so we can say it, who's the best bodybuilder on the podcast?
Wait,
you'll fuck yourself, Iain.
Wait, based on what?
I don't know. Actually, I was going to ask you that.
Based on what?
Iain. Stay out of this, guy. That was the next question. Can James beat Iain? We're getting into the tough ones now. Can
James? Can James beat Iain or Iain beat James?
It's a tough fucking question. It really is.
Can you? I would say, can you pull pictures? So I'm trying to like picture them.
No, you just have to think of it. Yeah.
I think James has better quads than Iain, but I think structurally and size and V taper, I think Iain, however you say the fucking name, would
just think of
top James.
The letter E and then the word in. Iain.
Iain.
Yeah.
Iain.
Iain.
I say Iain.
Yeah. You say like my name's like Ann. Like Ann. Ann.
It's his accent. It's his accent.
He just put Iain. He doesn't like Iain.
Okay, can we move on from the fucking name for a second? Did you say James can beat him or not?
I think I'm like lose friends in this podcast now.
No, I don't think either one really cares.
I think Iain would top James right now.
Okay.
I agree.
Hold on. Because I want to know what old fucking Mr. Nodheads is thinking.
Well, that's I asked the question. I don't need to say anything.
Oh, okay. You asked the question. It doesn't mean you're excluded from the fucking podcast there. It's Starbucks straw.
James would beat me.
No, this is what I honestly think. They both have some structural issues that aren't big, but they're there. I have to see them next to each other. The only thing I think is,
just for the record, I'm 2-0 against James.
Yeah, but James is a different animal now.
Yes.
You know that. So
but so am I.
The only thing is this. You are too. I feel like if James can get his waist a little bit better than it was last year, because I know he's going to put on size. So if James' stomach gets bigger with the rest of him, it might be a problem. But if it doesn't, and the rest of him increases in size the same way he did last year, I have to see them next to each other. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I think Nick will win New York. James is already qualified. I'll win Tampa. We'll all be at the Olympia.
It would be amazing if that happened.
Or settled.
I don't think it's as easy as you say, though. I think Justin is going to present a problem.
Hey, this is what we should do, by the way.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, guys. Stop interrupting. Say what you're going to say.
Oh, dad and me.
No, because Ian was going to say something.
Dad me on the podcast.
I don't okay. I love Justin. I think Justin's an amazing bodybuilder. I think if you'd asked me this last year when he was working with AJ Sims, I would have said 100%. I think that's going to be very, very difficult with Nick. He's back with the great guys. He hasn't been showing the same level of hardness that he was with AJ.
I agree.
I've seen some pictures of Nick that maybe you guys haven't seen. I know he's in fucking retarded shape.
Yeah.
I think anyone in that show is going to have a very hard time being Nick. I think strictly based off conditioning and muscularity, I think he'll probably lose shots like the front lat, front double, stuff like that. But then when I think it comes to side chest, side try, back double, back lat, most muscular, he's going to be very, very
don't get me wrong. Look, I didn't say I don't.
No, it will not be easy for Nick.
That's all I was saying. Yeah.
It's New York Pro. It's a stacked lineup. It's not easy for anyone.
There might even be somebody we're not even talking about show up.
Well, this is what I was just going to ask you guys. What is the stacked lineup? Because other than Justin, Blessing, Nick, and Hassan.
Yeah.
And Hassan is also going to be a challenger, but who else is there?
I'm going to tell you, 5 guys for a regular open show that are all fucking rattled off that quick in the top 5. That's a fucking good show already.
No. But is there anybody else that we know of that's that good?
I can't think of the top.
I don't know who else is doing it.
Yeah.
So
Hassan will present a problem if his conditioning is better than last year.
I think he's always going to be limited by the level of separation he can get in his quads and his midsection detail.
You think his midsection?
That's what I noticed. I noticed he put up some shots and like his back conditioning looks good and through the arms and delts looks good, but then his midsection still is like very not much going on there.
There's one thing I will say for sure: nobody's exhibited the level of conditioning that Nick has to this point. To this point, like 2 weeks out, I haven't seen anybody look even remotely close.
No.
And I do agree with you about Justin. I wish he would have stayed with AJ because.
You guys were talking about him early on. I think I said I thought he was behind.
No. I know. No, I agreed with you.
Look, I'll give Justin the benefit of the doubt because in previous years he had been farther behind in this and pulled it together, looking really good. And I know he is doing indie before,
but
doing indie will be a good one to kind of push it farther into the next week. So he could be in tight shape, but I do not think he will be in the kind of shape he was when I beat him in New York, and he arguably could have beat me in New York.
Yeah, that was close. But this is a thing. This is what I worry about. So in New York, I thought the only reason he didn't beat you was his stomach wasn't in check. I thought it threw off his entire.
Yes, but then you have him against.
No. Hear me out for a second. Okay. So you don't know where I'm going with it. The problem I'm worried about this time is now he's not working with AJ. He's working with the O2 guys, and they're notorious for filling guys up.
I agree.
And if he starts eating a shitload of carbs the last 2-3 days, he's going to have that distension again, if not worse.
I agree.
And I think that is, I'm not as much worried as him being in shape. He'll probably pull it together. I'm worried that they'll try and overload him and his stomach will throw off his lines again. And it's not, before anybody says anything, I don't think his stomach is bad. I just think because his legs aren't overly big, when his stomach is a little bit distended, it throws off the whole look.
I agree. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So Nick,
even more interesting show too is going to be fucking Chicago. You have Sergio, Akeem, and Hunter all in the show.
Yeah.
If off the top of my head, I just thought Sergio. Just without thinking about it, I just went Sergio.
That's where mine went to, and I was having this debate with Mark, the kid I trained with the other day.
Yeah.
It's really tough. Akeem's such a wild card, man. Like a good Akeem is very hard for anyone to beat,
And then you have Hunter, who like out of those 3 has the nicest shape of them all.
This is the thing. This
is very 3 different people.
Hunter's the most complete, I think.
Yeah.
When you go top to bottom, because Sergio has, his chest is a little flat, his biceps aren't as peaked as Hunter's, but
his back could be a little thicker.
Yeah, but he's very big structurally. He has some nice lines. Akeem is obviously just a fucking freak. His side shots are ridiculous. I don't know if you saw that side chest he posted today. It was fucking insane.
Yeah.
So they all have strengths and weaknesses.
I think Hunter is an amazing bodybuilder, but against those 2, I don't think his overall size will match up. I don't mean muscle size. I mean just his stature.
You think if
you have someone like Sergio who's big structurally, and you have someone like Akeem that's big, very big muscularity wise.
The difference is though, I think My opinion is between Akeem and Sergio, they're even in size, stature, not muscularity. Obviously, Akeem's more muscular.
Yeah.
But I think Sergio will outclass him.
Yeah, I can see that. I think Sergio's got really clean lines. He's got good posing, good presentation.
His conditioning will be as good, if not better.
He's very polished, yeah.
His conditioning will probably be as good, if not better, than both of the other two.
Yeah.
And I feel like his lines are going to be prettier than Akeem's. Maybe equally as pretty as Hunter's, but because he's going to be a much bigger person, I think that's why he'll get the nod over Hunter.
Yeah. It'll be either way. It's going to be a fucking.
It's going to be an awesome show. Yeah. Regardless
if you
of
stand them three next to each other, Hunter's the one that's going to stand out with not the most flaws, but he'll be the one that's out of place because he'll be the smallest if those three stand next to each other.
Not that I think I could win that show, but I would love to do that just to be in that fucking lineup. That
would be a tough test for you.
That would be a good. That would be a good sport.
Because Akeem just beat you at the Olympia, so it'd be a chance for you to get back at him too, and then obviously stand next to Sergio.
Yeah.
And Hunter would have another crack. You two would have like a rubber match.
Yeah, see, I've only competed against Sergio once at the Olympia where I beat him, but that was in 2018. He's obviously completely different now.
Yeah.
Akeem, I'm 0-1 against, and Hunter, I'm 1-1 against. So
yeah, people want to see that rubber match. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You know what we should do? If
you think, sorry, go ahead.
In my opinion,
wait a minute, Ian. Go ahead, guy. Go ahead, guy.
Nick qualifies for the O, Ian qualifies for the O, you qualify for the O, James already qualified.
Did you say me?
If you qualify, you could be
on a pro.
I'm not going to qualify for the pro. I'm not even sure I'm doing a show. Don't put me in that. I'll go as the guy with the microphone.
Hold on. If we all qualify, let's just say we should just all rent an enormous house in Orlando
and just Airbnb.
All fucking just fucking live together for a week for the
show with you guys. I'd fucking kill myself.
Yeah, we'll all kill each other.
That'd be great. Just fucking film everything.
What we should do is, if that actually happened, and I'm not saying
like a live podcast.
No, fuck the podcast. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying for me, but if all of you guys qualify, we should all get an Airbnb for after the show.
Yes.
That way we can all fucking party together and eat and enjoy it and have a good time together and film some shit.
Somebody just bought a hostile product.
Sorry, I turned that off.
What was it?
I have the Shopify app notifies me every time somebody buys something.
CEO over here.
It keeps me motivated. If I don't hear the ching, I don't feel like I'm working hard enough. Yeah, that's exciting, man. You guys what show are you doing next? I forgot, guy. Tell me again.
I'm doing the Cali Columbia one, but I've been seeing a lot of nasty shit go on in Colombia, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. In Colombia, like is South America?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I asked you that before.
I say Colombia.
I asked you that before because I didn't even.
My dad was like, in Ohio. I go, Dad, that's Colombia. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, everybody asked me, like, are you going to Ohio or Georgia? And I'm like, Colombia.
I didn't know there was a show in South America other than the Arnold Brazil. I didn't know they had other shows there.
That's why I said Cali, Colombia, and everybody's like, Ohio.
So you think you're going to qualify there?
Yeah.
All right. So you and then Nick has to get New York. James has already qualified. Ben has to turn pro and qualify somewhere.
And what I was going to say before is I don't think I will ever lose to anyone again that I've beaten now.
That's essentially what everybody wants to do.
Yeah, but
I don't know if it's that
statement.
I don't know if that's so clear cut for you, Ian.
Who do you think that I've beaten that could beat me at this point?
People that are younger than you. Take it from me. I've beaten guys over and over again that were younger, and then the older I got,
younger guys. I've never.
No, the guys he's beaten are around the same age as him. That's not why I was going to say it. I was going to say Hunter is still a very good bodybuilder, and you beat him at the Olympia. I think for me it was on conditioning and other stuff, but a lot of it was conditioning. Mm-hmm. I think if Hunter improves, obviously you're improving, but I don't think it's clear cut. You guys might have this rivalry for a long time.
I think that I've improved enough from the back now and will continue to, especially through my back and chest, that I'm going to widen the gap on him.
If he doesn't improve his back, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Because that was his biggest weak point was his back. So if he doesn't catch up to you like in the back, like he doesn't bring it up, then yeah, you'll probably have an easier time. But I just believe that you guys are going to have a bigger rivalry than you think.
Oh, no, I think it's going to be good. I'm just fucking talking shit so that I can maintain my...
So you can keep going.
Yeah.
Maintain your level.
I can have my Nick Walker mentality here. Fuck everyone. I beat everybody. You know?
It's not going to come off the same with you. You get away with it. You get away.
Ruined it for me.
You get away with it, but Nick has an innocence about him. That's why he gets away.
I know. It's so nonchalant when he says it. It's just like, I win. Sure. Yeah.
You think you're gonna win, Nick? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like confusing to the question. It's like not even like why you asking?
Like, are you asking me that?
Yeah.
We Randy this year? Yeah.
Well, one thing I was gonna say that Ian said, Ian.
Just keep saying it the way you say it. I like it better.
And
what he said was about polish, and a lot of people think that being polished on stage doesn't account for anything. I've won a lot of shows because I over fucking polish people.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that like being very polished on stage can fucking make or break a first or a second place.
100%.
Listen, man, there's something people don't realize about being on stage. Also, your stage presence, and I don't mean your color and all that.
I say polish. That's what I mean. Everything.
Yeah, when I say stage presence, I mean, and I've talked to Paul about this. A judge can literally feel the confidence coming from certain people. Like you can tell when a guy knows he looks like shit, when a guy knows he looks awesome. Like he's like, I can tell. He's like, I can watch them and see. So you definitely have an energy up there that is part of the fucking scoring, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah.
Like obviously if it's close. I don't mean like if you're fucking going against Ronnie Coleman that you're like.
This is someone like guys like Jay or Flex Lewis had fucking spades, you know?
Yeah. But like it obviously for those people watching, it only counts if it's somebody you're close to. Like if Ian competes with fucking Akeem or Sergio, and the three of them are close, the guy who fucking looks like he wants it the most or knows he has it the most might end up on top just because of his the aura he's giving off.
Like for an example, Rami was beyond polished on stage this year.
Rami had that. Yeah,
hit the shots first. Yeah. Fucking like color was on, confident, like got in everybody's face, like didn't back down. Like that's polished.
You know who had that a lot too? Branch. Branch always had that. You would see Branch on stage.
Branch had the energy.
Branch would pose with like an aggression. Like it looked like he was fighting somebody, and I'm like
going to war.
Yeah. That shit definitely matters when you're on stage. And I don't think I've coached guys before who don't get it, and they're very timid on stage. And I'm like, dude, you look scared. I'm like, you literally
need to work on. Like I exude a lot of energy, like negative energy. If I feel even a little bit, it comes out in my face, and like Tampa, fucking all over the place.
Me and you are a lot like that. Yeah.
Like I can't hide shit like that and like put it on. Like, you know, like if I feel like I'm off or something, everyone's gonna fucking know it. You know.
I remember one of my earlier shows. I think I got second call out, and after they called the first call out and I was in second call out, I was just crushed. I was like, and Summer said to me afterwards, she was like, you look like you didn't want to be there. And I'm like, I didn't.
But I mean, it goes in the flip side too. Like this year at the Olympia, when I got called second call out and then moved into the middle, my fucking like.
But that's because it's the Olympia. If you went to a smaller show right now and you got second call out. Yeah.
I would expect to always be first call out middle of the smaller show.
That's what I'm saying. When you expect to be somewhere and then you're not.
Yeah.
It's like you can, for me too.
That's what I'm saying. It can go the opposite way too. When you get something that's not necessarily unexpected, but like happy unexpected.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, best day ever when we talked before the Olympia, best day ever. I come seventh, and when that happened, it was like, holy shit. You know, it's like I kind of saw it could happen, but it's like stars aligned, and you feel that like rush of like, fuck, and you pose better.
Yeah.
Energy better. It's a lot bigger difference.
Yeah. There's a. Go ahead, guy.
Did you ever compete at a show and win, but because of what they did on stage, you're like, fuck, I don't know if I fucking got this or not.
Oh yeah, of course.
No.
New York, I was unsure. I mean, New York, I thought I won, but I wasn't. It was tough because everyone that was there was like 100% you won. Like when I got off stage, but then you also are like, hey, these are all they're yes men.
I don't believe those people, yeah.
Yeah, they're yes men. And I know Melissa especially, if I got off stage, she'll always tell me straight up, she'll be like, no, you're second, 100%, you're second, you're third, you fucking, you know, you got killed in the back double. She'll tell me. And she was like, 100% you won the show, blah, blah, blah. So then I started to feel good, but like, it's never done till it's done. And, you know, they moved us around a bit, and I knew Justin looked fucking really good. And I looked at the pictures when I got off stage. I'm like, fuck, I can see losing this shot and whatever. So I wasn't 100% sure. So that was like a surprise in a sense when I won that show.
Yeah. No, I guess I should correct what I said. I was never certain I won either show I won, but the way the call-outs went, I thought I was in the running. So
what the scariest moment, or like the most nervous I ever was, 2008 when I turned pro. They had 4 guys. I was here, and I was me, the middle guy, and they did the call out. And then after they did us they went like this and they flip flopped us.
Yeah.
So I was on the end.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that's where I finished. And I'm like, did I just fucking lose the show? Because I'm like, I'm in like third or fourth now. And I ended up winning. So I guess what they did was they were judging first and second, and then 3 and 4 were here, and they wanted to see who was 3 and 4, so they flipped us.
But you know what, man? Honestly, like one of the things about Ian, but one of the things about New York, you weren't in the middle the whole time, were you?
Yeah, I was.
You were? What show was it?
I was close to the middle the whole time.
Yeah, but they moved you around a bit, didn't they?
Not out of like it was an even amount of guys, so there was no dead center. So like I kind of shared center the whole time.
Okay, so my point is though, that show was one of them, and other shows when there's not a dead center, I like it better.
Yeah.
Or when they move people around, even if there is a dead center and they just move the guy out. I
also like it when they give you more comparisons so that there's no question after, you know, like when I get to stand next to, you know, New York, I get to stand next to John, stand to Hassan, stand to, you know, Patrick Moore. Like when I get to stand to everyone and they're like, okay, I unequivocally beat everyone. You can't say that I didn't stand next to them, you know?
Yeah, no, as a competitor, yes, 100%. I want to be compared as many times as possible. But as a fan, I don't want to know who won after prejudging. Yeah. I don't like it when they're just like, okay, that guy's in the middle, that guy's the second, that guy's third. Don't do that. Like, just keep people guessing. The longer you
compete too, you also get to know certain judges' styles, right?
Yeah.
Like, you'll know some judges will fucking mix shit up like that. And like, you know, not to read into it too much, you know, like, you know, Weinberger might do something different than Tyler, that might do something different than Sandy, then, you know, like, you know, they all fucking do some different shit. So,
you
know, like some judges I know are like, if you were in the center, you probably fucking won. And if you know, go there and you stay there, you won. Some guys like Steve, I'm like, man, maybe not so sure, you know, like.
Yeah. I want to change topic a bit. What's the worst thing you guys have, what's your worst prep habit? Like mine's shopping, just to start off. So you guys have an idea.
I get like compulsive shopping too.
I spend a lot of
money on prep. Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you bought during your prep?
Cars.
Yeah. Okay. Me too. Okay. So we're the same. Yeah. So
I bought my BMW 2 weeks before fucking.
Did you? So we're all the same. So we're all the same.
I bought my BBer in the first week in December, and then the second week in December, I was in fucking Orlando.
All right. So I just started this like cut I'm doing like a week ago. I'm already on Auto Trader every day.
Man, it's funny because I was starting to look at cars. Like I'm 3 weeks into prep now, 4 weeks, 3 weeks. And I was starting to get that feeling. I want to buy a new car. I'm like fucking looking at $100,000 cars. I'm like, fuck, like, you know, I want to get something. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to start buying stuff for the cars I already have so that I feel bad getting rid of them.
It won't work.
But the other day I bought, you know, rims and tires, brand new rims and tires for my Stinger. So, you know, I dropped $3,500 on rims and tires. Yeah. So those will be, the rims came today, the tires come tomorrow. So slap those on. I'm like, okay, maybe this will hold me off to like spending stupid money.
I'm going to make you a bet, Guy. Let's make a bet. If you lose, you have to dye your beard.
Wait, lose what?
If you lose the bet we're about to make, you have to dye your beard.
First of all, you can't ask me to bet something before the fucking, before I know the top.
I think
because I might agree with him.
Before the competitive season is over, Ian will buy a car.
Okay, but wait.
No,
that's not fair because you know more things behind the scenes than he does.
No, I don't.
That's not fair. You do know shit that he doesn't know, so that's not fair.
That's called my alliance.
No, I don't. Listen, none of whether I knew that shit or not, it wouldn't matter.
I have to dye it or shave it.
You have to dye it.
Wait, but Ian can make a fucking impulse decision based on this bet just by itself.
He's not gonna buy a car just to see you dye your beard.
No, I don't care about you dyeing your beard that much.
Imagine he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go drop $100K just to see Guy try.
After the podcast, I got a screenshot sold.
I'm gonna go buy an AMG GT just so you fucking dye your beard.
I can't believe you said that. Look at this. So
what? He's gonna pull up his screen. He was probably looking at the same fucking car.
This is what I'm looking at. You just said it.
Oh, that's hilarious. One sec.
Look at. Tell me you're looking at the same car from the same dealership. No,
it's not the same car. It's black. I don't know if I have it in my phone here.
What is that?
It's an AMG GT C.
How fast that thing go?
It's not super fast. It's like 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, but it's just a look. I love the way it looks.
I've never been a Benz guy. I've always been a BBer dude.
BBer doesn't have anything like. I mean, they have the M8, but it's not. I don't know. It's still kind of car-like. I love this roadster look.
Like the long front, like the nose.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's fucking bad. Look at that interior. It's fucking sweet. What do you guys think? Should I get it?
Yeah.
Look at that back end. It's so fucking wide, man.
This is the one I was looking at.
Let me see. I can't believe I started my diet a week ago. I'm already on fucking Auto Trader.
Oh, it's too bright.
No. If you pulled it close to the camera, it'll go away. Move it forward. Is it a vet? Oh no, it's a. Yeah. I was looking at one like that too. A black one, black on black.
Yeah.
Nothing about doing matte black in my Rebel.
What do you mean? You're gonna wrap the whole thing?
Yeah, like matte black.
Don't do matte. Do satin. Don't do matte.
Satin. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do matte, it'll look like
that looks like spray paint out of a can. Don't do that,
dude. Matte only looks good on like Lambos and Ferraris.
Yeah.
Don't. If you do it on a truck, it's gonna look like a fucking. You got it from the junkyard.
Yeah, satin. Yeah.
So I did my truck in satin gray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's like what you see the MGs and stuff in, like that satin.
Yeah, it's got like a little bit of a shine to it.
And a little,
yeah.
You want to know what's expensive? You know what I start doing? I start doing like house projects.
Yeah, I can't do any of that shit. I don't know how to do anything.
I just spent.
Well, no. So like, not everything I'll do myself, but like, I had a guy over yesterday. $8,500. I'm putting the 20 by 20 fucking pavers in the back, building this big fucking fire pit. I'm like, why am I doing this? It's just me.
Yeah, but I don't get any for some reason. I get zero satisfaction out of that.
You want to know why I do? Because it's something that I like, something that adds value to my house, and not something that depreciates right away.
What did you say, Ian?
You don't like outside stuff like that, or just house renos? You meant?
No, like I have a guy who's been basically living at my house for 2 fucking years, renovating the entire house.
Yeah,
I have paid him a fortune. I have zero satisfaction out of any of those dollars.
You're always going to be like that, though.
But if I go, and I know it's a smarter investment. I know it's going to increase the house, the value of my house, blah, blah, blah. But that car will give me way more satisfaction.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough for me. Cause I mean, like this kitchen, like the reno I did in my whole upper floor here, like all this shit, like this changed my house. And like this, like that changes my quality of life for sure.
If I showed you a photo, when my house is done, I'll take photos and show you the before and after. The fucking house is the whole house is entirely different.
You saw this fucking like old ass maple kitchen I had in here before.
Yeah.
Oh, you can actually pull up my house and that means I give you my address.
I just don't, but my point is I just don't know why. Like it's obviously you want to have a nice house.
Because you're never satisfied like everything else in life. Like I've literally changed every single thing in my house, everything from fucking floors to windows to fucking trim.
No, but that's my point. My point
are so different.
My point is I am satisfied. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
I'd rather go buy that car and fucking cruise around in it. Then I'd be like,
there's no answer to this. It's just people with different, like, I know with Chris, like, he likes cars, like I'm not, some people don't care about cars. Like some people,
yeah.
What you enjoy,
What is Chris driving now?
I don't know if I'm allowed to. Did I tell you already what he got?
No.
Oh, he bought a GTR.
Oh, you did tell me that. Yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah.
So where are you going to buy this thing? I don't know why our other discussion has anything to do with buying that car.
What were we talking about?
You said, I know things that guy doesn't, and I don't know why that has anything to do with the car.
Because you were talking about the bet that I buy a car.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know why that extra information I have matters.
Because you're like, well,
would you buy that car anyway?
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. You don't think so?
No, I think you'd buy that car anyway. It's not like
yeah.
I don't think it matters.
No. I just thought maybe you were using that in your equation,
No, I'm assuming you just go get it.
This is me.
Guys.
Yes, I would anyways. You are correct. Yes.
See? So, Guy, you want to have that bet?
When does the competitive season end? At the Olympia?
Yeah.
I don't know, because if Ian wins 2 shows, I can see him fucking taking the earnings and winning.
If I win, I'll tell you.
Being like, not paying for a car.
I'll tell you now. If I win 2 shows, I will buy a car.
So now the bet is, so now not only am I betting against Fouad about my beard, I have to bet that you're not a good enough bodybuilder to win 2 shows back to back. Now that's what I got to live with.
Yes.
He doesn't got to win 2 shows. He's got to buy the car. I don't care because this is my theory. I know what he did. I've done it before. He went and bought rims thinking, okay, this looks good. I'm happy with it, whatever. I'm telling you, a month from now, he's going to be like, fuck that car. I'm going to go buy another one.
Yeah.
He's not going to fight. It doesn't matter if he wins the shows or not. He's going to get the other car. The harder the diet gets.
Once the idea is in your head, it's almost.
I'll say this: if he buys it before my show.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. If he gets it before my show, I will dye my beard.
Okay, wait. But I'll give guys.
So hold on. My show is July 9th, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't know if I'm going to keep my beard for the show.
Oh well, fucking.
I got to give.
Because sometimes I'm like hit or miss with the beard. Sometimes I'm like. I feel like if I shave the beard, I look better because my face is chiseled and I'll grow my hair back. And sometimes I feel like if I have the beard, like I've been told it takes away from my physique. I had Robin Chang in 2016 at the Olympia. I had this massive fucking.
Yeah, but Robin Chang's a purist. He even told Chris Bumstead to shave his fucking mustache. And like,
hold
Chris,
on. I had a crazy beard at weigh-ins. The next day, Robin saw me. He's like, Jesus Christ. So I had actually Maestros was this company, and they flew out to Vegas, and they had a booth at the Olympia, and they cut my beard, Rolly's, but they stands everybody's. So they come to my room, they cut my fucking beard because they're from PA, and that was a picture I showed you for that side picture. My beard was like chiseled.
Yeah,
beard looked amazing. I'm at fucking the meet and greet. Robin Chang walks up to me, he goes,
"Are you gonna get rid of that?"
Robin Chang walks up to me, he was like, "Looks a lot better. Get rid of it."
Yeah.
I've literally heard him say this. Exactly.
That's why people are like, "Why do you shave the beard?" And I'm like, when you're told to shave it,
you shave it. Yeah.
The one thing I'll give though that is a safety for Guy here is my lease on my truck is up next April, so I'm kind of like waiting for that one to end. So I got the truck and the car. So it's like,
oh yeah, you would have 3 fucking vehicles.
He's gonna dump it.
No, I would sell my car and get a new car.
He's gonna dump the truck.
What's your car now?
Shit.
Huh?
What do you have now?
I have a Stinger now.
A Kia Stinger. He's gonna upgrade from a Kia Stinger to a fucking Benz. He's fucking rolling now.
From like renting an apartment to buying a mansion.
Yeah, okay. My Stinger's fucking sick. This guy doesn't know what this is. A sick car.
I know what a Stinger is. It's not a Benz.
It's not a Benz.
Buddy, ready for this? My buddy pulled up to my house.
Look, see what I'm doing? I'm egging him on. He's gonna go get the Benz just to show.
Hold on, my buddy pulled up to my house in this Kia, this blacked out Kia with black rims and all, and it was an SUV. It was like $70-something thousand.
Yeah,
well, they're nicer.
And I think the rocket.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a twin turbo V6 in my thing. It's like 400 horsepower. Yeah.
So Guy, you in or what?
I agree.
You're in for the bet?
Yeah.
All right. Good. So if he buys the car before the competitive season is over,
it's just any car, right? Or that car.
Any car. You can't buy some fucking shit beater for $1,000 just to fuck me.
I'll send him some money. I'll send him some money. I'll be like, go buy that car.
Okay, a car worth more than the car I currently own.
Yes.
Done.
Okay. I thought it was funny what you said. Once the thought gets stuck, it just won't go away.
No, it's impossible, especially during prep. Like if you're looking at it and you get past the prep, the thought might settle into the
I'll tell you this. I've never had a thought in my head like I'm gonna go buy a car. Like it's always about cars. If I start looking at vehicles, if I start walking into auto body like shops or car places on day one, I might not buy the car from the first place that I walk into, but if I'm set at looking at a car, I will come home with either a down payment on a car or in a new car. Like I'm like that. When I make a decision, I'm dead set on it.
Listen, during prep, I will.
But this is my thing though.
This Auto Trader page will be open for weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm like Guy, like you just said, when I finally end up at a dealership, I'm leaving there with something.
Yes, I'm the same way.
Something. I'm leaving here with something. I don't give a fuck.
Are you addicted to them?
No. I bought like 7 of my cars from the same dealership when I lived in Toronto. Yeah. No, why would I be addicted to them? They're fucking, I'm going to be seeing them fucking every 6 months.
See, I'm just going to try and keep my compulsions by continually buying things for this car.
There's nothing to buy. What are you going to buy for your Stinger? You bought rims. What's left? What's left?
You should make your Stinger fucking just crazy.
Yeah, see, guys, on this, he's trying to keep
you could tune it. You could tune the turbos and make it like 800
horse. Get fucking nice cat back on there. I could tune it. I could fucking do some shit. Yeah.
The only reason I advise you not to is because I swear to God, I did that one year. I'm like, I'm going to pimp the fuck out of my car so I don't buy another one. And then I dumped it anyway after I spent all the money.
See, and the thing is too, because my Stinger's new, I still have warranty. If I start doing too much shit, I void my warranty.
It's gone, yeah. The thing is, you want a Benz.
Well, not necessarily Benz. I've looked at a few different things.
You want something big. That's what it is.
Yeah, I want something nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, a
real luxury vehicle.
Your Stinger's cool, but you want something like.
Yeah.
You want something big.
Like so that when I pull up, people are like, yo, that's sick.
I'll say this.
See, it's weird.
People that know what Stingers are think Stingers are cool. Most people don't even know what the fuck they are.
No, I think Stingers are cool, but they're not Benz cool. They're like a different level.
Depends. If they're a C300, my car's way cooler than the fucking C300.
A Stinger to me is the same as like an M4.
Yeah.
Kind of. They're in the same class, right? But M4 is obviously better built, or better, BMW is a better brand, but
I'm faster.
It's in that same class. You don't think it's faster?
I'm faster.
What's your 0 to 60?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
Mine's 3.7 or 3.8.
Really?
Yeah. 0 to 60. I don't think you're right on that, guy.
Yes, I am. I know for a fact. My buddy Googled it in front of me and showed me because he was Googling me his fucking Hellcat in his Durango. He was 3.4. I was 3.8.
It's a rear-wheel drive, though. You're not going to actually get that.
I'm all-wheel drive next.
Are you?
Yes.
That's because you don't have the M. You have the M.
I have the M440i X drive.
You have the fake M.
What? The fake M?
The fake M. I'm sorry.
What? How's that a fake M?
Well, in car circles, it's considered a fake M.
Why is it a fake M? The M's fucking just as real as the fucking
No,
B.
because the M is the M. That's why.
What? Oh, M without anything else?
The M4 is the M, right? Or the M5 or the M6 or not the M550, not the M440, not the M850. The M8 is the M car. The M4 is the M car.
What's the
they're different. They're different. They're different.
How different?
I don't know. Things, we'll check some horsepower.
There was an M4.
Ian, you're way behind though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, he's 4.1. I'm 5.1.
I'm not 4.1.
That's not fast.
I'm not 4.1. I'm 3.8.
No, you're 4.1, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour.
You're not 3.8. The M4 is probably 3.8.
Nope.
It's crazy though because we're both have almost the exact same engine with the same amount of horsepower.
Doesn't matter.
Is that much faster than mine. Yeah.
Guy, 4 seconds. I got
3.8.
Yes, I see 4.3.
Guy, I'm showing you right here, man. It's fucking 4 seconds. It's right here. It's motortrend.com. 4 seconds. That's the 440i.
Yeah.
The M4 is probably different though, right? Like if I go like this, take the 440i off. Let's do this. M4 0 to 60 2019 coupe 3.8. That's the one you're looking at.
That's 2019.
Doesn't matter. Here, watch. I'll put 2020. The M4 is going to be faster than your car. So the 2020, blah, blah, 425 horse, 4.1 seconds. That can't be right. Quarter mile times. The BMW M4 2021, 4.1 seconds, 12.2 quarter mile. That's not that fast. I mean, it's fast, but it's not like the upper echelon sports car fast.
Hold on.
If you get into the threes, then you're talking a little faster. And then now they have twos, right? Like if you get a Porsche fucking Taycan that's doing like 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds, that's what you should get in. But now you're spending like 180.
I don't want to spend over like 140.
But it's electric, so you're not spending anything on gas.
20 years from now, that'll pay itself off.
Yeah, there's cars in the fucking twos now, man. Like the BMW M5, the new competition series, is 2.9 seconds.
The AMG GT says it's a 3.1.
That's the R, right? The AMG GT R?
No, just AMG GT flat, 0 to 60 in 3.1.
Where are you seeing that? That can't be true. What website though?
Why won't it go?
It's too bright. I'll just pull it up here. It's fine.
Just Google AMG GT 0 to 60.
I know. I'm gonna. Oops. Let me see. Does anybody watching this? Is anybody even still watching this anymore? We're just like AMG GT 0 to 60.
See?
Motor Trend. Oh, that's the black series. It's a black series, man.
Oh.
That's why. This is like a fucking $300,000, $350,000 car.
Oh, 3.7. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, that's normal. 3.7. So the you know what you can get that's actually a little bit more affordable in the 2 seconds is the BMW M5. The new one's really nice.
No offense, guy. I'm not a Beamer guy. Like I like those.
I'm texting the owner of the BMW dealership that I bought my car from for confirmation.
I like those.
I just pulled up a Motor Trend. It's the biggest.
I want to see if I'm wrong. I want to see how wrong I am.
Guy, you know what? When we did the 4x4 versus a all-wheel drive argument, we pulled it up on fucking Google and I shut my mouth. Now you're like, I got to text the dealership owner. What the fuck is he going to tell you that Motor Trend can't?
I wanted to because
if the dealership owner says it's 3.8, he's a fucking idiot because it's on Motor Trend. It's on motortrend.com.
Just be fucking like suicidal and get like a Dodge Viper or something.
Yeah, don't do that.
Those are death wishes, eh?
I heard they're just no, it's not that. I just heard they're super uncomfortable. They're beautiful. I think they're beautiful, but they're just
awesome.
I heard they're horrible to drive like on a daily basis.
Yeah, I've driven one just like around the block before when I worked at a place before, and they're fucking not nice to drive.
Believe it or not, it's a big deal. Like I had a Mustang GT350R because I love Mustangs, and I went back to my Corvette because the 350R was so fucking rough. It's like only good for the track.
Yeah.
So I went back to my Corvette because in comfort mode, that thing's actually fucking nice.
Yeah.
What modes? Mine has comfort, eco, sport, and then the one you can like customize it.
The Stinger has that too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now that we've talked about cars for an hour and everybody's tuned out.
People love cars.
I think so too, but then people always comment like, "Oh, fucking car stuff, fucking stupid." I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, but then the car guys are liking it, so it's like.
Yeah, I guess.
So you guys buy all your cars from one dealership all the time?
I did until the dealership fucked me over, and I was like, "Fuck you! I'm never buying a car from you again."
You said 4.0 is correct.
No, okay, goes big surprise. Surprise! Motor Trend was right. Go figure.
What was Ian's?
Ian's is 5.1, which is not.
Oh, Ian, you're fucking a mile behind.
You got to tune that shit, man. That's not that fast.
Yeah.
Just for example, my Cadillac Escalade, we used to do 5.6. So I'm like, that's an Escalade. It's not.
I think mine's faster than that. I'm going to come down race guy.
You know what's great about this? Ian is so competitive.
He'll be here tomorrow.
He's gonna buy a car tomorrow, and you're gonna fucking have to dye your beard.
You think 5.0 is bad? Now I go 0 to 60 in 2.5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go buy a GTR, drop fucking 30K into it, do it in like 2.6, and just fuck all of you.
Fuck, man. I think Dorian had an M5 that he had tuned. He had the turbos tuned, so it had 800 horsepower. That thing could.
Fucking Trackhawk's like 1,000 horsepower, isn't it?
Yeah, his Trackhawk's crazy too. Like, but the fucking his BMW, man, I think he was doing like 10.5 second quarter mile times. Like he was beating his McLaren. I'm like, it was the fastest car I've ever driven. Like we raced. He sat in his McLaren, I sat in his BMW, and we fucking raced. And he was
light years.
Yeah, I couldn't even. Like he was just gone. Like I couldn't even see him anymore. And I'm like, it's in a fucking BMW.
Fast as fuck to drive. Yeah.
Faster than your Hellcat?
Dude, well, after he tuned it, yeah. Well, actually, even before you tune it, that BMW M5 0 to 60 is 2.9 seconds. The Trackhawk's like 3.3, 3.4.
The GTR is 2.8. That's pretty crazy, fuck.
Is that the Nismo, the highest end one?
I just Googled.
Yeah, it's probably the highest.
The M5. I looked at the M5, the M4.
The one thing about 0 to 60 times you guys have to remember is I wouldn't think it means shit unless it's an all-wheel drive car.
Yeah.
Because like I had
get that grip on that car that fast.
Dude, my Corvette 0 to 60 would say like 3.3 if you looked it up on it.
That's a track edition of that gets 2.8, 2.9.
Yeah. I could never get, even in my Trackhawk now, I can't get the times that they say in the magazines. Like the times they usually say it's like on a prep track or in perfect weather or something like that.
My buddy with his Hellcat, it says 3.4, and in the fucking rain.
He got 3.4 in the rain in that Durango?
No. His 0 to 60 is 3.4 if you look it up.
Yeah.
He got in the rain with him because it says it'll come up with previous time and best time.
Yeah, it comes up, yeah.
He in the rain 3.7.
Are you serious?
3.7. I was like, holy shit. And then I drove it home from the gym. 3.7 again.
See, but
this thing's a rocket.
This is what pisses me off though, because my Trackhawk does that too, obviously, the same engine. It says 3.3 in the magazines or in the magazines, like we're fucking 10 years ago. No.
Car and Driver magazine.
No, online it says 3.3, but I can't get under 3.7.
You're too heavy.
I'm too fat. Yeah, a smaller driver.
Wait until you're a week out.
You need to get your wife to drive that.
But it's crazy. You know how fat, like 3.7 feels fucking fast, man.
Oh, yeah, that's fast.
When I hit the gas, that thing sucks you into the seat.
And it just, the whole thing goes like this. It just like, it goes up and then it's fucking just gone. Like
crazy.
Yeah.
And it's got that loud.
You should get one of those, Ian. It's not a head turner, but it's honestly, I would tell anybody buying a car, if you want a car that is like the best of everything, it's that Jeep or even the new Durango, because you can literally you can fit a bunch of people in it. You can take grocery shopping. You can still smoke. You could smoke like 95% of cars off the line.
I thought you were going to say something about smoking weed or something in the car. No. You've been smoking it.
Anyway, okay, we'll move on from cars. We'll do some bodybuilding. I want to get serious, and I'm starting to look at my first cycle. My girlfriend and family are against it. Any tips?
Why are you asking your family what steroids to take?
Well, I'm sure he probably had to tell them.
Why?
Well, he didn't have to tell them. Maybe he's just an honest kid.
Well, is he just starting to work out, or he just wants to and take a cycle? Because that's different.
It doesn't say that much information. It just
How
says
old?
it doesn't say all that information. It literally just said, I read everything it said.
Read it again.
I deleted it already.
He said he's thinking about doing his first cycle. He talked to his family. They're against it. What do we think?
Yeah.
You just have to weigh, like, what matters more? Do you want to be a bodybuilder, or do you want everybody to like you? Pick one, you know?
When I decided,
your parents are never going to be in favor of you taking illegal, harmful drugs. The end.
But you could also go another route and go to a doctor and do your first one like differently and maybe do it the right way.
My opinion is, if it's your life's ambition and you really think you have a shot at it, do whatever the fuck you want, and the people who love you are going to stick by you.
100%.
If you have no chance in fucking hell of ever being a pro and you're really just doing it to look good at the bar, then you're an idiot. But if it's like really your life's ambition, you're putting everything into it already, and this is just the add-on, then the people who are supposed to be there for the long haul will be.
And for, like, I don't know about for him, but for me, like, my family, like, didn't really understand what I was doing. And they, like, obviously my parents fucking found what I was doing at some point. But I think as I progressed as a bodybuilder, they kind of understood that what I was doing kind of goes hand in hand with bodybuilding. So they kind of accepted it. And they also know, like, the older that I got, they know that I go to doctors and I have this and blood work. So I think they're a little more comfortable with the fact that what I do, I'm doing it with guidance and I'm not just fucking blind, going through it blindly. So I think if you do it correctly, I think even though they might disagree with you now, they might not. Like, do my parents love that I take shit and do stuff? No, no, because nobody wants anybody to take that stuff and be like, oh yeah, it's great, and be an advocate of it. But they understand that in order to do what I want to do, I have to do certain things. And as long as I do it healthy and I'm not doing it like a chaotic maniac, that they're okay with it.
Well, that's it. Like you said, that's the other thing. It makes a lot of sense is if your actions are shown as being someone who's sincere and serious about what they want to do, the family that might be pissed off at you now will come back later.
Yeah.
Because like when I started, my brother was like, "You're a fucking idiot."
Yeah.
And then 3 years later, he was coming to my shows.
Yeah.
So
my parents were like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, bodybuilding? Like, what?
What's your advice for someone doing his first cycle and doesn't want to fuck up, take too much, etc.? Start slow.
Get a coach or somebody to guide you that knows what they're doing.
Good advice.
What if you can't find a coach? Just devil's advocate.
There's no way you can't find a coach in today's world with the internet. You can't. There's no way.
Just wait a minute. What if you can't afford? What if you can't afford a coach? Just
if you can't afford a coach, you shouldn't afford juice.
Okay, that's silly. There's a million ways to figure out how to take juice. I wouldn't say that just because somebody can't tell you that you.
No, I'm talking about you can't afford a coach. You shouldn't be fucking paying for juice either.
I don't agree with that.
If you can't do something and do it right, and if you're gonna buy illegal substances and not know how to take them and spend that money.
No, that's a different thing than what you just said. I didn't say that. I said just because you don't have a coach doesn't mean, or can't afford a coach doesn't mean you still can't afford to bodybuild. There's a lot of people.
No. I said if you're going to put your money into a cycle and not know how to do it, you're better off putting your money into a coach first, understanding what to do, and then put your money into a cycle.
Yeah, but there's a lot of resources online to teach you how to do it. Like, for example, and this is a shameless plug, but I have a seminar with Broderick Chavez coming up on May 22nd. It's $100. And he's going to cover 2 days worth of PEDs and how to take them and all this other shit. And you can sign up on my website, fouadabiad.com. Anyway,
buy some merch right now.
Buy some merch while you're there. No, I'm not. Listen, I'm obviously plugging, but this is honest to God. There are things like that where you can go and learn everything you need to know about how to start and what to do, and then you can start. So what I'm saying is you don't necessarily need a coach. You just need to get you need to get a little bit of education before you start.
Well, that's kind of where I was coming with.
Yeah, and I agree with that 100%. I just don't think it has to be in the form.
Maybe not a coach. Maybe just get some guidance so you're not you don't fucking go jabbing yourself with the wrong shit.
Yeah, I agree. It's not something you just go willy-nilly. But Ian, you have anything to say about this?
No, I mean,
no? Okay.
I could give what I would tell if it was someone's first cycle. I always tell them to take the same thing.
What's that? You want to say it or no?
Test. 3 to 400 milligrams of test. You're fine. That's it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you guys have any horror stories when you first started bodybuilding or started body grooming? Any tips to share? I think we talked about this a little bit on the last podcast.
I don't have a horror story, but it's funny. The first show I ever did, I didn't really realize like body grooming was really a thing yet. And I wasn't like, I was pretty new to bodybuilding, so I didn't have like the hair growth that I have now.
Yeah.
I remember going to my first show and I didn't know anything. Like I didn't know about getting the tans or shaving or like anything.
Yeah.
So I show up on the Friday night. This is the Ottawa show. I show up Friday night to go like do my registration and all that, pick up my athlete number and stuff. And then they asked me about like who was taking care of my tan stuff. They have the tanner there, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I paid them there and I went and did the tanner, but I hadn't shaved anything yet.
It was like off-season James Holling said.
Wait, so it was at a hotel downtown at the time. So I went into their like little gift shop. I bought a razor. I went into the ground floor bathroom of a hotel and shaved myself in the stall.
Are you fucking serious?
As best I could, yeah.
You shave yourself like dry, or did you actually shave
in the fucking bathroom?
You just did a dry shave. Holy shit.
But man, I was like 18, 19. So I didn't have like
nothing really to shave. Yeah.
Like my legs had like hair on them, my arms, and like, you know, I had a bit and I just
kind of buy like a real razor. It was like one of like one-bladed Vicks.
Yeah, it was like a two-blade disposable.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Guy, anything?
Yeah, my first show, I practiced all my posing, and the guy that was helping me was a bodybuilder. I didn't know that there was quarter turns, so they called me out for fucking quarter as comparisons. And I stood there, bro. I have the video. They're like, they called us out on the line, and I was standing there like this, and they're like quarter turn. I went like this, and then all of a sudden we're doing quarter turns, and I see the guy in front of me, and his quarter turns go like this. So you see me in the video, I'm standing there just like this, and you see me go like this.
slowly figure it out. Yeah. So it's not a grooming story, though.
Not a grooming story, but it's more like an embarrassing. I mean, grooming.
How many of your friends have shaved your ass?
None.
None?
I can shave my own ass.
I had Michaela Aycock shave me for Tampa.
My back and shit. And like sometimes when like my back's getting shaved, if it's like my girlfriend or something, they'll be like, oh, you missed some hair fucking on your butt cheek or like under your fucking leg or whatever. But like when I shave, I can shave everything besides my back by myself. I don't
do any of my shaving myself anymore.
You lazy fucking twat.
I lay in the bathtub and Melissa shaves my chest, my arms, everything.
Where did you find her?
I know, eh? What the fuck is that? I don't want anybody to do that shit for me.
Yeah, you know what?
I just need the backside done.
No,
they shave. I get my back shaved in the shower most of the time, like standing up.
Yeah.
And the 5 minutes it takes to shave my back, I get so aggravated because I'm like, hurry the fuck up.
Who shaves your back? I feel the same way you do. Who shaves your back?
Now?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Look at him. Look at him. Who shaves your back, guy?
The last person to shave my back was my buddy Dave.
Okay. I thought you had a girlfriend that came over to shave your back.
Fucking
I'm just saying. I'm like, maybe there's a girlfriend that pops by to shave your back.
Oh yeah. Hey, random. Can you come by? Today's my shave day.
Yeah. Well, maybe you treat her to a little bit some other shit.
Services.
You exchange. Yeah. You exchange. You give her a little bit of the, and then she takes.
Shave my back. I eat your box. Have a good day.
Exactly. I had exactly because I went to Tampa alone this year. So she came.
I went to Olympia alone. How's that?
Yeah, she came. Her and her mom came to my hotel room. She gave me a good back shave.
Who's that?
Michaela.
Michaela. You said that. Michaela. Yeah.
So my whole life, I guess I've had my mom, Melissa, my sister shaved me one show, and Michaela. That's
you
it.
Let your mom shave your butt?
My mom's probably shaved my butt more than anyone.
Isn't that weird?
I mean, at the bodybuilding show, man, before the show, you're so fucking shameless.
Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying it seems like it'd be weird. Like I've had friends do it.
Yeah.
You guys can't take a razor to your butt cheek.
It's different when you're 212, man. You can
when I try and shave myself, I
literally have no problem.
Don't be making somebody's weight when they can squat more than you. Okay, just stop.
Do you squat on stage? I don't know if you squat on stage. I don't squat on stage. They just look at the size of my legs, and that's good enough. They don't go.
Those legs look like they can squat on.
They don't go. That guy's got 34 squats. I wonder what he squats.
They're gonna go. Those are 405 legs, guy.
I don't think they
500 legs.
I don't think they give a shit in bodybuilding what you squat. They just care how big your legs are.
No, on this podcast, they do though.
Okay. So, anyways,
when I end up shaving myself, it's a fucking bloody massacre everywhere. I literally butcher myself.
I can't. I've tried to shave my ass, and then I'm like, I'll call Summer. I'll be like, hey. How'd I do? And she'll be like, you missed like a whole bunch of fucking shit.
Oh, listen, I do that too before a show. Like I said, like they'll be like, oh, you missed here, you missed that, you missed this, you missed that.
Yeah. I'm not talking about.
I'll shave everything first and then be like, hey, did I miss anything?
No, I don't even bother with the butt or the back.
I get fucking ass naked. I fill the bathtub halfway. I sit on the edge of the bath, slumped over, and just let Melissa shave my whole body.
Oh God, that seems like torture to me.
It is.
I'm like, I would never. To me, somebody couldn't do it fast enough or quick enough for me.
It takes like a good 3 to 4 hours to shave.
No fucking way! I'm done in an hour. Hour done.
I'm like Guy too. When I'm standing there, even if it's 5 minutes, it feels like an eternity.
Anxiety just goes like this. I'm like, can you hurry the fuck up? Like, this is taking forever. Like,
what about? Did you guys ever experience you guys probably did. You're not that fucking. I mean, Guy did for sure. But the paint with the Protan.
Oh, the burn?
Did you ever have to do not the burn, but did you ever do the paint with the Protan, Ian?
Yeah,
like to paint yourself.
Oh, yeah. Ready for this? Remember diode?
One sec. That to me, and for those people who don't know what we're talking about, you used to have to take a rock glass or something and pour some Protan in it, and you would dip this paintbrush and fucking paint yourself, or get your buddy to paint your back or whatever.
I always use that.
That was the longest period of fucking time. Like, that was the most stressful thing for me, is standing there for like, it seemed like a fucking eternity. I'm like, can you just finish my back? Like,
shows now, I'll start doing coats myself a couple days out.
Me too.
And like get a base built and then get sprayed.
I started putting tan on Wednesday for a Saturday show.
Dude, once they started spraying, I was like, I'm never fucking painting myself again. Fuck that shit.
Like two light coats. Like New York, I did 2 light coats and I got sprayed twice.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, you probably have to. I'm lucky. I tan a lot leading up to the show.
Yeah, I did for the Olympia, so I was a little better, but my tan was good at the Olympia. So
yeah.
The first thing I ever used, ready for this? You remember this stuff called Dioderm? That was like around before Protan.
Yeah,
I heard of that. Yeah.
Dioderm was the first thing I used on my skin.
But wasn't it good?
No.
What does it do?
It got like a good color.
It's like it was a tan. It was a liquid tan. It was like around before Protan. It was just like came in like this little bottle. It was black and you painted it on.
Have any of you guys ever used
Dream Tan? Yeah.
I did for a guest posing once. It was a nightmare. I should have never done it.
Oh God!
It made me look.
It
made me actually look fatter, not better. Yeah, it was worse.
If you're in shape, it makes you look better. If you're out of shape, it makes you look way worse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. If you were sent back to your teenage years, but in this world, bodybuilding didn't exist, what do you think you would end up doing in life?
Oh my God, I have no fucking idea. Be dead or something. I don't know.
I would have been a cop.
I'd probably be like some bum ass personal trainer working at fucking Snap Fitness.
Would you?
I don't fucking know.
No, you wouldn't.
I literally can't even conceptualize my life without bodybuilding, man.
Really?
Yeah. Can we just look how high my hair is right now?
Yeah, I noticed that today. You didn't
very high.
You didn't set it up for us today. You didn't do it.
There's no product in it. It's just
okay.
What do you think Guy would be doing? He'd be like a fucking.
What was the question? What would we be?
Like Super Mario plumber or something.
Guy would definitely do some type of hard labor.
Yeah.
What?
Guy would be in construction probably.
What? Landscaping.
Guy would have his own landscaping business. 100%.
What?
He'd be out there shirtless with his fucking gloves on like he does.
Yeah.
It'd be like the guys that have like the hunk junk, like the guys that are like jacked that like come to your house and like move you.
Yeah, you'd be one of those.
No, you'd be.
I'd have like no. If I didn't bodybuild, what I would honestly be doing.
Me and Ian already told everybody what you'd be doing.
Guys, grass cutting service.
You'd have your own landscaping service.
No, I went to school to be a history teacher, and I wanted to teach history in high school and coach football.
You couldn't teach, man. You'd kill your fucking students.
You realize I substitute taught for over a year, right?
It's all the steroids that made him this grumpy, though. That's why.
He was actually nice before.
Yeah.
Ready for this? The first sub job I ever took was at a high school in Fairlawn. The first fucking day that I was a sub, I'm in the classroom. I think it was actually the first or second period. All of a sudden, I heard chaos outside the door. And I'm like, they're just kids. And all of a sudden, I'm here, the screaming getting louder. So I opened my door. There was this little kid getting his fucking ass beat.
No way. How old were you? This
was in 2000. I was a pro already. So this was in 2000. I wasn't married. So 2008 or 2009.
And you were bodybuilding. Well, yeah, 2008 you were. For sure, yeah.
I was living on top of it was 2009. And dude,
what year did you turn pro?
2008.
Jesus. When did you turn pro, Fouad?
2006.
Oh my God, you guys are so old.
So how old are you?
I guess I turned pro 2014.
He's 30. He's 30.
39, dude.
Yeah.
And dude, I opened the door and there was 2 teachers, one male, one female, standing there like this. And I walked out and I grabbed the kid, the big kid, off the fucking little kid, pushed him against the locker. The little kid got up and I said, calm the fuck down. And the teacher's like, oh my God, you can't put your hands on a student. And I was like, you tell the principal to call me. I go, you guys were standing there while he was getting his shit kicked in. Yeah. And they were literally standing there. And their thought process was, I can't touch a student.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And that was the first day I subbed. After that, I literally had teachers come to my room and be like, hey, teachers that were there for years, can you come to my room and tell my kids to settle down? I'm like, are you fucking serious?
The fucking school enforcer here.
Yeah. Yeah. You know how many classrooms I walked into?
It's like
the movie. Walk down.
I have a very when I get heated, my voice is very stern.
No.
Like I would walk into the fucking,
no way. Really?
Dude, I'd walk into the classrooms and be like this, yo, knock it off now.
This reminds me of Coach Carter. You ever see the movie Coach Carter?
Yeah.
No.
Guys, Coach Carter from now on.
Good movie. Samuel Jackson.
You've never seen Coach Carter?
Thanks, Brandon.
You've never seen Coach Carter, is that what you said?
No, who is it? Samuel Jackson? Who is it?
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
Coach Carter, no.
Dude, you think this is why you think what's that stupid movie you like the best?
This is why you think Bad Boys is the greatest movie.
This is why you think Bad Boys is the greatest movie of all time, because you don't even fucking watch any good movies. You watch fucking Centipede or whatever the fuck it's called.
I haven't seen. Okay, since I wasn't going to bring it up,
I want you to go on Netflix tonight after we get off the podcast and watch Coach Carter.
Okay, hold on. I will do that if you promise me something.
I'm not going to watch Centipede. Sorry, I'm not going to watch it.
No, with me on this.
I cannot sit through that shit for 2 hours. I won't. I can't.
It's so selfish.
I'm not okay. I'll do it for you. For fuck's sakes. I got to sit there and endure fucking 2 hours of hell. And fucking Ian's doing it too then.
Okay.
Have you guys watched the new show on Prime called Invincible?
No. Do you guys sit home all day and just watch shit?
At night I do, yeah.
I do all day.
I used to also when I was full-time bodybuilding.
No, I sleep more than I watch TV. I can't stay awake.
So you guys don't do anything like if you're like I'm prepping for a show like Thursday I called my dad or today I'm like hey I said I leave Saturday for Tennessee like Thursday's the only nice day like I got to get my garden done, can you come down because I got to cut the grass, weed whack, blow the fucking clip everything, I got to weed.
Okay, wait, I'll tell you, Ian's probably like me. Ian, if you could pay somebody to come do your fucking shit for $250 a month, would you?
Yeah, well I pay someone, this is fun, you know what service I have called Poop Squad.
Yeah.
And they come and pick up my dog shit every week.
That's worse than me. That's worse than me, guy.
Wait,
Kate. I cut my own, I cut all my own lawn and everything, obviously.
No, I don't do that. I pay somebody to do my landscaping.
Okay, I'm not being a dick. How big?
In the winter, I snow blow my own driveway. Like we all, here we do it, and I cut my own grass.
Why do you have somebody come pick up dog shit then? Why don't you just pick up the dog shit?
Hold on.
I don't want to pick up dog shit. Because I have 3 dogs. They fucking shit all over the yard.
Hold on. How big's your yard?
I don't know. It's decent size. Not as big as yours, but it's big.
No. It's not, bro. I wasn't going there.
Okay, it's a decent size. What? Go ahead, guy.
My point is that I have 2.5 acres, right? And I only have 2 dogs. My dogs, if it's nice out, run outside all fucking day long and play when I'm outside.
Yep.
I follow them every single time they go outside. And I have dog bags and I pick up all their shit. Oh, no, because if I don't pick up their shit and they run and play, the chances of them running into a pile of shit and tracking it all over the house or on there is absolutely going to happen.
You know how weird that is, guy? I had my dog, man. My dog used to shit everywhere. I'd pick it up like once every 4 days.
Dude,
he never ever stepped in his own shit.
My dogs play though. I play frisbee.
Yeah, I guess if they're running around, yeah.
My dogs run like maniacs around my yard.
Don't worry about this now because fucking Poop Squad comes on Fridays and picks up all the shit.
How much?
Yeah, but my dogs don't fucking not go outside Monday through Thursday and play.
How much do you pay?
It doesn't collect. I pay them like $700 for the entire season.
Oh, for the season, I'm about to fucking say $700 a month. I'll come there once a month and pick up your dog shit.
No, for like the year. It's a year per year. I pay them like $700-800. Yeah.
Guy, it's all about what your time is worth.
Yeah, see, for me, I enjoy cutting the grass. I enjoy snow blowing, stuff like that.
You have a push mower?
I have a push mower, and I have like a push real snow plow, like a motorized snow plow, like an engine one. But like, man, my back, I'm not fucking leaning over and picking up shit. Fuck that. I'll just let my dogs out. When they scratch at the door, we let them out. They can go out whenever they want. They shit whenever they want. And then once a week, the guys come pick
Listen,
it up.
man, when I moved into this house, they already had a landscaper. He kind of does our whole like little court area. And he's like, look, you want me to just keep doing your lawn? I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't want to do shit. So he just kept cutting my grass and doing all the hedges and all that shit, planting all the flowers. In the snow, in the wintertime, he fucking plows the driveways and everything, salts them, $250 a month. I'm like, it's wasting my time if I got to go outside for 4 fucking hours every week.
Yeah, see, for you running business and stuff, that makes sense. Like, for
me,
we enjoy doing like we'll plant, do flowers, and we'll do the garden stuff. And Dylan that lives here too, like he likes doing that kind of stuff. So we'll do that. We'll do the grass mowing. We'll do the plowing, all that. But like, I'm not picking up shit. Not that I'm not gross. I'd pick up dog shit with my bare hand. It's not gross to me.
I have a 10.
It's just a waste of time and it's fucking hard. I don't want to do that.
I have a 10-gallon bucket, like a pail, like a paint pail outside in the front of my house, like on the side next to my stairs. The dogs go, they shit. I have dog bags. I pick it up, I tie, I throw it in, and then every Tuesday night tonight when the garbage goes out, I take that in the garbage bag, I dump it in, I close it, I bring it and I throw it out.
Yeah, see, but I don't go outside with my dogs. Like, so like, sometimes maybe I will. Like if I get home from the gym and let them all out, I might stand out, drink my shake and, hang out.
Is it all fenced in?
Yeah, my yard's big and fenced in.
So like my dogs I've let out before and not paid attention to them, but my yard isn't fenced in. Okay, so I go out with them to make sure they don't fucking do anything stupid, but my dogs have never wandered off my yard.
Why don't you fence in your yard?
Bro, 2.5 acres of fake fencing, bro. That's like
a lot of money. Yeah.
20 grand.
Yeah. The house I lived in before was a townhome that were stacked townhomes. So I didn't have a backyard. So when the dogs had to go out, you had to bring them out on a leash. And obviously we take them on a leash. Their shit was always picked up.
Yeah.
Like in a yard like this, I got it so I can literally for the intention of letting my dogs out whatever the fuck I feel like it.
See, I have anxiety that if I don't clean up their shit, that either me or them are going to walk into it.
Yeah, see, I don't really go in my backyard other than to like sit on the back deck. I don't walk around the yard much.
That's how I was.
See, like I'm out, like I'm all over
because you have an open 2-acre property. So it's like, there's stuff to do out there. I don't like. What am I going to do? Fucking.
Oh, I'm outside all day, bro. Doing
around the grass,
fucking putting around.
I used to think I wanted a big backyard. I had one for a little while, and I'm like, when I bought this house, I'm like, kind of glad that I don't have a big backyard.
Dude, I love it.
I
love it.
I like having enough space that like my dogs have space and like if we have people over, you could go sit out there and whatever,
I have that.
That kind of stuff. But I don't want it so it's like extra super amount of maintenance.
No, like my last house. So we had like a nice patio, and then I had my pool, and then after the pool, there's like 80 feet. There's like 80 or 100 feet deep of grass, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? Go play soccer? Like I'm not doing that.
When you have kids, I guess that stuff is different. But like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So now in this house, we have a seating area, a little bit of grass, and a pool.
Great.
Like that's fucking good for me, man. Great. I'm like, I don't want because I don't know, I don't go out there and do anything. So I'm like, why do I need fucking? Everyone's always like,
there'll be nights, dude, that I'll be by myself. I'll fucking open the door, bring my dogs outside, pitch black, make a fucking fire, take one of my fucking chairs, sit there with the fire going, let the dogs fucking do their thing. I'll be outside till 12 o'clock at night with the fire going.
You know how awesome that sounds? I would never do that.
Yeah.
It's something I would be jealous of you for doing, but I would never do it myself.
Yeah.
Light a fire pit and sit outside.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. Like I'm jealous that you do that. But
if you were here and I was like, hey, I'm gonna light the fire pit and sit outside, you'd be like, awesome, I'll be there, but you would never do it yourself.
True.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to go light the fire pit. No, I just
I don't want to get sticks and light a fire pit. This guy.
Yeah, but like this is the same thing. Everyone's different because even my buddy Dylan that's here, like he wants to own like ridiculous amounts of property and have chickens and fucking
a lot of people do
whatever, and that's he wants to live off that shit and like be self-sufficient. That's the aspect.
If you go outside in my porch, the neighbors across the street, all you hear is goats and chickens. Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, like I'm a big privacy person. So right behind my yard, there's a little lake.
Yeah.
So like I still have a far distance between the next neighbor. And if I ever move from this house, it's going to be to another water spot somewhere. So I don't want.
You get a lot of geese.
Oh, that's the only part about this house I don't like.
The reason why I asked is because I lived in a townhome like Ian, and the back of the townhome backed up to a big lake, and the fucking geese and the fucking the noise constantly. I would actually buy firecrackers, light them, and fucking launch them into the yard because they were so fucking obnoxiously loud all day. And they would shit all over the place. And I hated living by water because of the geese. I hated it.
I don't mind the shit thing. I don't have to worry about because my property's all fenced. So they stay on the water. They don't ever come up onto my yard. The noise I've gotten used to. Surprise. The first, no, because I just wake up at 8 a.m. every day anyway. So that's kind of when they start. But I'm like, when I first moved in the first 2 months, I said to my wife, I'm like, we're fucking selling this house.
Oh, I can't. Horrible.
But then my routine started being like, I started getting up at 8 a.m. every day. So I'm like, it's okay. You know, it's cool. But I want to move from here to a river spot or like Lake St. Clair. That way there's no fucking geese or shit. It's like,
I live in like a rural suburb now. So like, it's nice and like the yards are bigger and it's quiet and it's like an older neighborhood, so it's like nice and quiet, which I like. I would never move back to the city from here for sure. No.
No, I don't want that either, man. I lived in
you guys live like remote, like are you close to everything?
No.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so like I'm like offset, like I'm like people come to my house like, dude, where the fuck do you live? You're like so far, and I'm like 2 miles off the highway. But I'm like back. Like when you come to my house, you're like, dude, this is Jersey. Like, I live like I live in Texas, where I live.
The highway is like 15 minutes.
15?
Yeah.
I live
Okay.
I live right next to the highway that would like take you to Toronto. So I'm like right on the furthest point of Windsor, but I'm still in like the city.
Yeah, okay. See, I live in a rural suburb of Ottawa called Carp. That's like west outside of,
Okay. So I'm like 50. I say I'm 15 minutes from everything because like I'm by a highway, but it's not like a main highway. But like it takes me 15 minutes to get to the gym, 15 minutes to get to the food store. Like
that's a great place. You know what? My last house was like that.
That's like
it was just outside of the city, but it was right next to the fucking highway.
Yeah.
So I could get anywhere in the city in 10 minutes.
See, my ex hated the fact that I lived 15 minutes away from. She's like, you're too far from everything. And I'm like, 15 minutes is far.
It's nothing.
No.
Once you live there for 3 months, it feels like nothing anymore.
Yeah.
For me, like I'm like kind of west here. So then like, this way, like 15 minutes to Canada, or like this way to the other side of Canada is like 10, 12 minutes to the outskirts of it. So I mean, if I need to go to a grocery store, like Costco's only 15 minutes from here.
Everything's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gyms I train at are like 25, but like it's a nice drive, so I like to drive.
Where do you guys see yourselves? Like, Guy, do you live in your dream home right now? Is that your dream home? Like 2 acres of land, like out kind of in the outskirts? Like
the setup, yes, but the house itself, no. Like I want super high ceilings.
Yeah.
Like there's things that I want. Like if you saw everybody walks in my house and like, your house is fucking beautiful. Yeah. Everything in it is brand new.
Yeah.
But it's just.
But structurally, you want it different.
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this year, I'm doing almost $9,000 worth of paver work. I got another buddy. I'm getting my whole entire house because I don't know if you know, but you can actually, if you have siding, you can actually paint it.
Yeah.
So I'm getting my whole house. Huh?
I painted the whole outside of my house, the siding.
Yeah, I'm getting my whole house painted gray. I'm doing black shutters. So like I'm doing things to make it like, okay, I can deal with this for another X amount of time.
Yeah.
But it's just like at some point within the next couple of years, I'll be elsewhere.
But what I mean is that location is like your dream location. Like you like
I like peace and quiet. Yeah. I like acreage, house, and the only person I can see is my neighbor across the street. And everything, my whole entire, I have, so it's like a big U. So I property on the side and the property in the back, right?
Yeah.
I have pine trees
all the way around.
So you can't see this neighbor, that neighbor, or that neighbor.
Yeah, I love that.
Big, tall pine trees. So I literally, dude, when my buddy got married here, he paid $25,000 to have a wedding on my property. 160 people. I didn't have one noise complaint.
Yeah. No, it's perfect.
It's fucking great.
See, that's the kind of thing I like, but I like water a lot.
I fish at a stream less than a mile from my house.
No. Like listen, what you just described, I love because I'm a big privacy guy. Like my last house had no neighbors on this side. I had a neighbor over here, but I was so happy there was no. And I had no neighbors behind me either.
Yeah.
It was all just property. But so what you just described is like almost exactly what I want. But for me, if I was going to say it's my dream home, I would want
a lake somewhere,
all the property on the sides with all the pine trees. But in the very back, it would be like a lake.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I picture as like my dream.
I
spot.
would love
when I move from this house, that's where I want to live.
I would love water if it meant no fucking problems with like birds and geese and dump. Like
you don't though. Like on a wide open lake, you don't usually have that. It's a small like what I live on now is a man-made lake.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of geese and ducks and fucking.
You just have dead water. It's just
it's just. But if you live out on the actual like St. Clair Beach, like it's not. There's nothing out there.
No. Yeah, like you have moving water like that. That's not geese's cup of tea.
No. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm talking about is living out in that kind of thing. So, Ian, what do you think your ultimate spot is?
I mean, we like it here, but I mean, this house is only 3 bedrooms.
No, but we're talking dream. Like if you had, let's say, money wasn't an object.
Yeah,
what property would you own?
Like, would you live like close? Would you live like on a big
water? Would it be country?
I'd want to live farther with a little bit bigger property. Something, really nice high ceilings, kind of like more of like a, cabiny rustic feel, like lots of wood and that kind of stuff.
You like the rustic stuff,
and being near the water would be nice, but I don't really care too much about living on the water. That's not something that I know a lot of people really like that. Like Melissa's parents are all about that, but for us, it's not like a huge thing. And like if we want to have kids, I don't want to worry about my fucking kids falling in the goddamn lake or some shit or
Yeah. Well, I want a yacht one day, so I have to have a fucking big ass backyard with a lake.
Someplace to dock it.
Park my fucking yacht in the backyard.
Park my house next to my house.
Who doesn't want a yacht? Come on, seriously.
Everyone wants a yacht. Yeah.
Does anybody not want a yacht?
Everyone wants a yacht. They just don't want everything else that comes with it. Of owning a boat,
the expenses. Yeah.
I feel like a big fucking obscene like yacht with like hostile on it with like
no, I don't want like a massive
like, big yacht sailing and Fouad's like mug like this on the front
with a cigar.
Used to own like a 37-foot boat, like a live-in, like 3-bedroom kind of boat.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
It could sleep like 6 people on it. Had a full bedroom with a shower, full kitchen, everything.
See, another wholesome fucking story for me.
One of my best childhood memories.
This fucking guy, you keep every time I think you're wholesome, you say some more wholesome shit.
Yeah.
This fucking guy. Listen, guy. This guy. If you ever hear like the full story of his childhood, you'll be jealous. It was called
Sandway, named after a beach in Burma.
Good. So you're like you were coddled.
Yeah. Because my mom used to live in Burma, like when she was young. She grew up in Asia there for a little while.
Okay.
And lived in Burma, so they named it after a beach that they lived near that they really liked, and the boat's called Sandway.
So you lived on yachts and had chefs.
Ian had a yacht,
and I fished and killed deer to eat. So
and cool. Ian has people.
I mean, I was the same. Well, the same thing. My dad. I grew up. My dad's a moose hunter. I would eat.
Is
moose
he really? That's awesome.
I hunt moose with my dad too. We hunt
That's part of the. Dude, that's part of the wholesomeness. He goes fucking hunting with his dad in an RV.
Wait, and you shoot him? Well,
no,
you shoot him in the RV.
He's intermingling childhood stories here.
You go camping in an RV hunting for moose.
No, we own a hunting camp like up northern Ontario, like 8-9 hours from here. That's moose land. Yeah.
So wait, you own hunting property and have yet to tell me you
own 360 acres.
You haven't invited me there to hunt.
Why is hunting fun? You can't hang out together.
Yes, I can hunt right next to Ian.
Yeah, we don't hunt together.
I thought I asked you guys about this, and you said you can't be next to each other. You can't talk.
No, like if you're going on a moose hunt, you shoot them long range. You need a spotter.
Yeah, we hunt individual. There's 4 of us that go, so we sit all separate. But like then obviously you come in when it gets dark. Say it's 6 p.m. at that time of the year. You have the whole evening together. You fucking chill at the cabin.
Yeah, but during the hunting part, do I have to sit by myself?
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
Okay, well, I would like to go hunting, but I want to go hang out with someone.
Yeah.
Hold on, but watch this. If we went hunting and I was there, and something came, I was like, Fouad, that's your shot. That's the deer.
You don't think I would take? You don't think I would take?
I feel like there'd be a fist fight before a trigger was pulled because I feel like you'd be like, I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Oh yeah.
I could 100%. I could 100% hunt.
Guarantee that.
As long as we were going to eat whatever we shot, I would 100% be able to do it.
You think so?
100%. I may miss.
No,
I may miss.
I may miss. Hold on.
I know what understand. It's different. It's very different.
Ian, do you to this day, if I'm hunting and I'm getting ready to shoot and pull the trigger,
your heart's going fucking 200 a minute.
Your heart rate, your knees start shaking, your body starts doing it. Like you can't. You're breathing. Like he says, he can just shoot, and he doesn't realize what actually happened before you pull the trigger.
Wait a minute. I didn't say I would hit the fucking thing. I said I wouldn't be scared to do it.
No. Pulling that trigger.
Yeah. It is different.
Anyone
will say this until they've actually tried to shoot an animal, then it is different for sure.
Well, okay, you're right. I guess I wouldn't know until I was actually in the situation. But sitting here now,
as long as you're convicted in the process, you will probably pull the trigger, but you're going to be fucking flying inside.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that.
Your heart will be racing faster.
Unless you're shooting birds. Like if you're shooting birds, it's like, fuck these things. Just shoot them.
you just fire off into the butt.
Yeah. If you're shotgun hunting partridge, you don't give a flying fuck. Yeah.
Well, let's set it up. I'm in.
Yeah. We got a nice property. We got 3 sets of bunk beds. It sleeps 6 in there. It's good.
Fouad, put it like this. The last time I went hunting, I had a guy next to me, one of my dad's friends who already shot a deer. So he was with me.
Yeah.
And a deer came and I was like, and he was like, that's the fucking deer. And he kept saying, he goes, shoot, you got a shot. And my heart was racing. It's one of my deer hanging up. My heart was racing so bad and I couldn't control my breathing. I actually had to I rested the gun down and I went, because I couldn't, and I shot him and dropped him, but I couldn't, when he kept saying to shoot, I couldn't pull the trigger because I couldn't settle myself down to get a shot. So I had to put the gun down and fucking breathe. And
this is a story Guy will like, and I don't know if I've told this on here, but obviously not with Guy. And maybe I shouldn't say this because this is obviously illegal, but we're talking something years ago.
Probably poached something.
Well, yeah. So they're not going to arrest my dad this far in. So, but this was, before I hunted with them, maybe a couple years before. They had one up here, like it's the same everywhere. You draw a tag. It's a lottery for moose. You draw a tag.
Yes.
So they had drawn a bull tag that year, so they had to shoot a male moose.
Yes.
They had the ability to shoot one. So my dad he's at one end of the property. Like it's a 360-acre property, so it's pretty big. And there's a swamp in the middle, and it's they had some tree stands up there. So my dad is he's sitting in the tree stands. He hears a shot. So he's like, shit. So he's robbed the other buddy, his buddy he hunts with. He's like, oh shit, they got something. So he's, sitting there waiting quiet, waiting for the second shot for Rob to like go put it down. He waits 2 minutes and then he sees a moose run by him. So he's like, fuck, Rob shot at it, missed it. So my dad shoots the moose.
Oh no.
Drops the moose. It was 2 completely separate moose. They only had one tag.
Oh my God.
So yeah, then my dad gets out of the tree, blah, blah, blah. And then.
So your dad thought he finished the job, but it was a completely different job.
Completely separate moose. So he hears one shot. And then he waits like 30 seconds and then sees a fucking moose, a bull moose, which you've been out there for 4 days, seen nothing at this point.
Yeah,
you're like, there's no chance it's a separate moose.
Trigger happy now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see a fucking moose running. You're like, shit, Rob shot at it. It's either wounded or he missed it.
Yeah.
This moose starts running by. So he fucking drops it, right in the bread basket, drops the moose. And then 2 seconds later, he hears another shot of like a shot. He hears the shot into the ground. And like, that shot when someone's standing over a moose, putting it down, it's like a thud into the ground. Yeah. It's not like the boom. It's like boom,
Yeah.
And then he's like, fuck,
no.
So then he goes over to where Rob's like,
we got the bigger moose.
He calls him on the roll. Luckily, the moose that my dad's buddy had shot, it must have got like into a tree or something that it had a big abscess in the side of it that it got really infected. So a lot of it was garbage. A lot of it was garbage. They salvaged the rest of it and kept it, but they're trying to sneak off this property now where there's M&R, like Ministry of Natural Resources everywhere. They're trying to fucking get these 2 goddamn moose out of here with one tag. They're like, fuck.
Holy shit.
That's big. That's jail time too. Like shit, like that's bad.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, man.
Here's a crazy. So you ever shoot with a bow? You ever go like compound bow hunting?
I've never bow hunted.
I'm sure on the end of a bow and arrow, like the arrow. Yeah. You have a field tip, which is shooting to targets, and you have a broadhead, which is like sharp. It's razors.
Yeah, no, I know.
My dad was hunting with his buddy, and he shot my dad's buddy shot at a deer and dropped it, but told my dad he missed the deer, and the deer fucking tipped over and died.
Yeah.
So the guy's the guy's telling my dad like, I think the deer had a fucking heart attack because he was like, I shot at it, I missed, and the deer just dropped over.
Why did he think he had missed?
Because the arrow, there was no blood on it. The arrow looked like it missed the deer. There was yeah. So he gets out of the tree stand. Deer's dead. No hole, no enter and exit wound in the deer. None. They looked all over.
Fuck.
He called my dad. My dad came over there, searched. He shot the deer. The broadhead grazed his esophagus and slit his throat.
What the fuck?
Wow.
And so it looked like he missed. And the arrow literally it was like taking a razor blade and just slitting its throat. But it was nothing. It was like an air hole. So he just cut the deer's esophagus. The arrow went into the ground, and the deer, it just like lost air and just fucking collapsed over.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know. That shit sounds interesting to me, man. I'd like to go. I just
there's nothing worse though, like if you're hunting, especially bow hunting, because like bow hunting is usually it's not from concussion like a rifle where like you're dropping it. Usually it's from blood loss. So like you're hitting it in the puncture, it'll bleed out.
And you gotta track it.
There's nothing. That's what I was about to say. There's nothing worse than if you have like hit something, you gotta fucking chase it for 4 goddamn hours around the bush. You know?
Yeah, that I don't want to do.
I haven't had to deal with that, but I'm sure that's a fucking headache.
Bro.
Well, speaking of deer, actually, Guy, do you think, I'll give you a scenario. I want to see what you think. If I locked you in a UFC cage with a buck, do you think it could kill you or you would kill it?
What do I have?
Nothing. And nobody leaves until the other person's dead.
The UFC cage, you and a male deer.
Because I think the deer is going to fuck you up. Not just not just you, all of us.
First of all, it's a UFC cage, so I could climb the cage. Deer can't climb.
No, you can't leave.
No, I didn't say I could leave. I could climb up. I could climb up it.
And jump
deer
off.
Deer can't climb. I could climb up, wait for the deer to fucking get under me or whatever. Jump on as long as you don't go near the fucking horns, you're fine.
So you're gonna climb the cage.
Because a deer will get up on his hind legs and punch you.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have horns, but if it has horns, it'll try to fucking get you. But deer's horns can also break off.
Yeah.
So, Guy, you're going to climb the cage, stand on top, and wait for it to put its butt in front of you, and then you're going to. Well, because you got to jump over its horns. So I'm assuming its back is going to be to you, so you can jump on its back.
Okay.
That's what you're going to wait for?
Bro, if all you got to do is either get on its back, or if you can get the horns. Ask Ian. Horns on a deer, they lose them every year. You can break the horns off.
Well,
so if you break the horns off.
How old is the deer? Is this like 1-year-old with little stumpies, or is this like 10-year-old with like fucking huge?
It's prime age.
It's one of them.
Yeah, there you go. I can't see.
You didn't kill that. You didn't kill that with your bare hands.
Fucking killed it. Fucking
Guy, you're fucking. You're so full of shit. You watch too many movies.
Oh, there you go. What's that? 6.8.
I'm gonna put the light on.
Guys, like I can just grab it by its horns and kill it. Sure, you can.
Listen, my dad's been hunting for about 50 years, and I bet you he would say, "Nah, you can kill deer."
I don't believe it.
Actually,
you know what? Don't call him. After our last episode, actually, because we talked about this.
We'll do this. My dad has hunted same as his for probably 50, 60 years.
Aaron, look, ready here. That's the first deer I ever shot. That little one. That's a 4.
Yeah, it's a little baby. Yeah.
This is a 10 with split brow tines.
Oh yeah, there's the 10. Yeah.
And then this is another 10. This is my biggest one.
Those are nice deer. Yeah, we'll do this. Guy texts his dad. I'll text my dad. We'll both ask them if either of us, not them. My dad's fucking 75. Obviously, a deer would fuck him up. But if we could fight a deer in a cage and win, and we'll get a very advanced old hunter's opinion on this.
I had like 4 or 5 hunters DM me after our last episode.
Really?
And they were like, a buck will fuck you up.
You think so?
Yeah, that's what they said to me.
No, deers can fuck you up.
I agree. But this is where we said, we didn't say we were going to come out of it with no cuts. And this is why I said last time, you're going to get fucked up. For sure, you're going to get fucked up. But you're talking about battle to the death. You don't go in a fight with fucking Mike Tyson.
Wait.
Is he sleeping?
Don't wake him up for this stupid fucking argument.
No, he's retired. He can wake up.
Don't wake up your fucking dad for this.
He's not sleeping.
I'll call mine in the meantime.
My mom said, hold on.
Jesus Christ.
I'll call mine right here.
You guys are so fucking retarded.
Hey, Dad.
Wait.
Question.
I'll hang up. I'll wait.
You're on a podcast, so don't say anything stupid. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So the question is, Fouad, ask the question, and my answer. I'm not going to tell you what my answer is, but I'm going to have you answer it, Fouad, because it's a deer question. Go ahead.
I just want to know if a human being was locked in a cage with a buck, a full-grown buck, if they had to fight to the death, who would win?
I said I would fuck a deer up in like an octagon. I said I would jump on its back, rip its horns off, and just choke it to death.
Don't change his answer. Let him answer.
I'm just telling him what I answered.
He's
probably going to say you're an idiot, and you're wrong.
You're both idiots.
Good answer.
So wait,
I can't. You know what? I should have expected that answer from Guy's dad.
Oh wait, Kate, my dad's called me back because I accidentally called him. Now let me ask him.
Okay, hold on. He didn't give me the answer.
Hello?
Oh, either.
Hey, sorry, I called you. I had to hang up. I was going to call you right back. I got a quick question for you. I'm doing the podcast right now with the guys. I have a hunting-related question or deer-related question. Do you think that a guy the size of me or any of my bodybuilder friends, if we were in like a boxing ring, a fight to the death could beat a buck, like a full-grown male deer in a fight to the death?
A deer?
Yeah. Do you think if it was me versus a deer, fight to the death, I could win, or would the deer kill me?
A full-grown buck.
Full-grown buck.
Sure.
You think I could beat a buck in a fight to the death? Only with my hands. Only hands.
With nothing else.
Just my hands. Me and him fight to the death in a cage. Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah.
Thank you.
No
Hey, that's all I need to know.
So wait, your dad gave you the nod that you would be. Yeah, you would.
Yeah, he gave me the nod that I can win. Yeah.
All right, Dad, you give me a nod that I'm going to win.
Thanks. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
But there we go.
Wait, you don't think I could win, or anybody could win?
I don't think anybody can win.
Why is that?
Thank God.
You've ever seen two bucks with their locked horns fight to the death where they ripped one? They've actually locked horns where they couldn't separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's actually ripped. The other deer actually died, and then they found the buck running around with the other deer's head locked in its antlers.
Yeah, but
I'll rip the fucking antlers off.
But we don't have antlers. We ain't getting stuck.
Antlers off.
What, you're telling me if I grabbed a hold of a deer antlers as hard as I could and pulled them, I wouldn't rip them the fuck off?
Nope.
You need to come to the gym with me to see how strong I really am.
Thank God your dad is the voice of reason, guy.
I don't know how strong you are, but I want you to why don't you guys put on a couple videos and watch two bucks fighting?
Well, it's two deers fucking.
And then no, two mature bucks fighting, and then you try to decide who's gonna win.
All right, we'll look up that. We'll look it up now. Are you sleeping?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, love you.
Good night.
All right, bye.
Love you too.
Bye.
All right, we're 1-1. My dad says I'll win. He's obviously got more faith in me than Guy's dad thinks he's a fucking pussy. My dad knows I'm a fucking, tough guy.
Your dad's so wholesome. He's like, yes, son, you can definitely do it.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's like your mom. That's like your mom saying you're good looking. Of course.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah. Your dad was like, yes. And afterwards, we'll go for a cruise on the yacht, and we'll have the chef making chicken parm.
One sec. I got the tiebreaker.
Who are you calling? Cole Branch.
One sec.
Oh, he is. Hello.
Hey, I got a quick question for you. You're on a podcast.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So
If me and a buck were stuck in a UFC cage together, and it was a fight to the death, who would win?
That's a pussy.
oh, you get annihilated. I mean, it's not even close. Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. You don't think I could beat a buck?
You get annihilated.
Who is that?
600 pounds at least.
That's what I'm saying. See? Okay.
Wait, how heavy?
I'm glad you answered that way because my friends over here are retarded and they think.
Wait, how heavy did he say the deer was?
He said the deer was 600 pounds.
An average deer is like 150 to 200 pounds.
He
just named a moose.
Yeah.
They think you can just pull its antlers off and it would die.
No, that's not what we said.
That's what we said. He's such a fucking conniving fuck. And wait, who are you talking to?
Okay, we'll stick to bodybuilding. Don't worry, Samar. Okay,
Wait,
good night.
Who's that? Who was that?
I love my brother. My brother.
My brother doesn't hunt. He just a 600-pound deer is like the biggest deer in the world. It's like a world record.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's like that. That's like the size of like a good cow, like female.
Yeah,
deer.
bro.
Yeah, but
a deer's
maybe
a deer's like 200 pounds.
Yeah,
That's
but
a big deer.
Yeah, but
A
we're
big
not
deer
we're not
is 25.
average humans, so he's probably just doing this scale. You know what I mean? We're bigger than average humans, so he's probably picking bigger than average deer.
So a deer 4 times the size of a normal deer?
Let's see, average buck
Watch. Here we go.
weight.
Whitetail. You got to put whitetail deer.
180 kilograms. That's fucking like 400 pounds.
Put in whitetail deer.
Why? I'm putting a buck. That's why I said a buck.
Because buck could just put in what's an average weight
I'm
of a
not
whitetail?
going to put in the one that favors you. I said buck.
Yeah, average mass of a whitetail deer, 68 kilograms.
I didn't say whitetail.
That's what a buck is, you jerk off.
That's what we would be hunting. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not what I said. I said a buck, and this is what it says: average buck weight, 160 to 180 kilograms.
That's a reindeer. That's a fucking reindeer. A reindeer. It's not a buck. That's a Santa puller.
Look right below it. Typical whitetail fawn, 55 to 75 pounds field dress. So that's like that's after.
That's without the guts.
Well, that's a small deer. That doesn't count.
Bro, deer aren't that fucking big.
Oh,
bro.
I can beat up that fucking deer.
Oh, so now you want to renege on your fucking answer?
We'll go a big deer and we'll say 250 pounds.
Well, I didn't think they were only 150 pounds.
They're not. Deer are average deer 150. A big deer is 200 pounds.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I still think it would fuck you up.
Like, yeah, I don't think we're beating moose in fights, but I mean,
a 600-pound deer, I wouldn't get in a cage with that thing.
Well, fucking Dave Valliere says I got it in the bag, so. So me and Dave, we're fucking music. I got him as my corner man.
My brother.
Dave was thinking 68 kilos.
Yeah.
Fouad's fucking brother was thinking 160
kilos. You're hunting moose, and if I asked him a moose, he'd say, "No, you get fucked up." He's like,
one of us was fighting a fucking.
I wonder if Iain asked his dad if a moose could, if his dad would be like, "Yes, son, yes, you could."
A moose would smack the shit out of everybody.
He would probably still say yes.
No, he wouldn't. He goes, that moose will fucking light you up.
He'd tell me the moose would fuck me up. Yeah.
I love calling my brothers about this shit, or talking to my brothers about the podcast, because they think we're just retards.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that
I shouldn't say. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say the word retard. Somebody got mad at me for that the other day.
You're stupid.
I apologize. They think we're dumb,
idiots.
And we're idiots. We're morons.
The fact that your brother didn't say you would lose, and he used an adjective like annihilated, is amazing.
Yeah, but he also thought he
will get annihilated.
But he was also talking about
it. Lay on you though.
He was also talking about a 400 or 500 pound buck. He wasn't talking about a.
Oh, are you talking about the things that don't exist that I said 5 minutes ago?
Well, they exist. They're called reindeer. They're right there.
That's not a buck.
But they call it a buck too, though.
No, that's a reindeer. What you pointed out.
What you're talking about is called a button buck.
No, the button buck is a deer that just starting to grow its fucking horn, so they call it a button buck. Then it becomes a spike. Then it becomes a fucking monster that's in my fucking house on my goddamn chimney.
All right, I'm just telling you what it says here.
Google says it's not outlandish. It says, as it always happens, a fight between a man and a deer can go either way. A man can use all his weight over the buck's head, as we saw in the videos, and may be strong enough to break its neck or strangle it, but a buck can also trample, bite, or gore with its horns to death. So, I mean, I think a big guy like us, and this is talking normal people, we're bigger than normal people. I think we could beat it.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think because you'll gas out if you don't beat it.
I'll tell you this, I'd rather get in a fucking cage with a buck over a boar.
Oh, fucking right.
And a boars have to.
Yeah.
Would you rather get in a cage with a human or a buck?
A human, obviously.
Human.
I'm just trying to think. You said you can beat a buck pretty easily. Would you rather get in a cage with John?
I didn't say.
Would you rather get in a cage with John Jones or a buck?
A buck.
Buck.
Okay. All right.
I mean, John Jones is weighing probably the same, but he knows how to fight. You know.
Yeah. The deer's just going to throw its head around and maybe
he literally has spent his entire life learning to beat us up. You know.
Yeah, we might leave with a hole and a hoof in our face, but we'll come out with a W.
Yeah, I'm saying you'll get fucked up. You go in a ring with a buck, you're getting fucked up.
If I walk in a ring with John Jones, I'm falling down as soon as the bell rings.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ding.
I'm just gonna lay down.
Out.
Lay down. Done.
You can't. Then he'll still do something to you though. You can't just lay down.
I just go dead. Time out. Done. That's it.
Forfeit.
He's waving a white flag.
What if you had to take a punch to get paid though?
I'd take a punch. How much money?
Well,
like 10K, no, but if it was like good money, yeah.
No, UFC fighter fighting John.
Is that I got to stand there and take it, or I just got to fight him and just take, and he's got to swing and just connect on one punch?
It's like 500K. He's got to knock you out.
Yeah, I'd take it.
Getting hit and knocked out. Do you see how you change?
You don't get the money unless you beat him or he knocks you out. You can't just forfeit.
What about if I get tapped out?
Yeah, but you'll tap like no problem.
Yeah. I'm just gonna wait till I get some tiny bit of compromise.
You'll turn around and give him your back.
Here's a better question. Do you think if you were in the ring with him, you would connect one punch?
No.
In fact, I think
I don't even think I'd be able to grab him.
It'd be the fastest UFC knockout ever.
Yeah.
His first fight, I think it was his first fight.
I think if I got even within range, he would kick me in the head and I would just be out. That would be it.
Yeah.
I would know. There'd be a rule. I'd be like, listen, you can't kick.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'd knee you in the face. He'd do a flying knee to your face and you'd be out.
Yeah. No, I don't want to.
He did that like in his very first fight.
I'll take my luck with the buck in this one, boys. Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrifying. I think
you know what I would do if I had to fight him as soon as the bell rang, I'd be like, as soon as he came at me, I would just bull rush him and just try to get one swing and pray to God I hit him.
Now I got to switch a little bit. Now, say you get like a screwdriver against the buck. Do you think you could win now?
Easy.
Yeah, that's different.
So you think that changes it completely? Then
the difference, I think that
if you had a screwdriver against Jim Jones, would you beat him?
John Jones,
Jim Jones, like the rapper.
No, I still think he'd beat the shit out of you. You wouldn't get close to him.
So this proves the point that the John Jones is harder than the buck. Yeah.
No, and I didn't disagree with that. But the thing about animals is without the screwdriver, I just think animals are fucking way tougher than humans.
They have fight or flight. Humans aren't programmed like that.
I think their endurance would be significantly better. I think you'd have to get it in a compromising position and break its neck or
you'd have to do it quickly.
Yeah.
Like being fucking 280 pounds. I don't know about you guys, but I got like 30 seconds in me and I'm fucking done.
The last podcast, it would have I'd gas out, so it probably wouldn't go too well. But I'm saying the potential is there. I think that you could do it. Yes.
You think you could be gassed out that fast in a fight, like a boxing match?
Last time I got last time like I was fucking around sparring, I was fucking out of gas in like a minute, man.
Really?
Yeah. If you're full blown sparring, yeah. And then if you add, the funny thing is that's sparring. Now, if you add fighting with your adrenaline rush and all the other shit, I don't know, man.
But street fights are quick. Like bar fights and street fights are.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, let's say it wasn't a bar fight. Okay, yeah. So you still have to have the adrenaline pumping. I'm just saying, I think if you're sparring where there's no threat, and I gassed out at like 60 seconds, I don't know what the fuck it would be like in a real fight, like with the adrenaline pumping and all that other shit.
Well, do we get to train for this fight with the deer, or is it just like as we are today?
It's like tomorrow. They call you, like, you got to go in tomorrow.
Yeah. I'd still take it over John Jones.
The deer wants the main card.
Why? How long do you think you got? Well, you probably got better endurance, guy.
Yeah. I can last. I'm not fucking Superman, but my endurance is not bad.
Yeah, but you're also like 220, 230 pounds.
Always goes back to be fucking small, right?
I'm not saying it to be rude. I'm just saying you don't have as much shit to carry around.
Are you saying, is that your way of saying I'd fucking smoke you in a boxing match?
If it went longer than a minute.
It would absolutely go longer than a minute.
No, I'd probably knock you out in the first 30 seconds.
First of all, A, you're not that fast. B, you can't catch me.
I don't have to be fast. It's just I'll walk you down. I'll walk you down and knock you out. Even Jay said I would knock you out.
He was saying that just to be funny, and I only said that.
No, I think Jay. I think he meant.
I'll call Jay right now, and he would say you'd rock Fouad.
Wait, you guys asked Jay who would win the fight between you guys?
No, I was texting. So hold on, Jay
told Guy that I would knock him the fuck out.
Random fucking messages out of nowhere. So he goes like this. I'm gonna read this. This is literally how it goes.
He's gonna belittle it now. Watch.
No, I'm gonna read the exact thing. He goes, He goes, are you going to Tennessee next week? I go, yes. I go, are you? I go, are you bringing shit to sell or no? I don't know what to do. I said, PJ isn't going. He's sick. I go, so I'm solo. He goes, I'm going, bro. I go, let's box each other. I'll light you up. And his next message was, Fouad would kill you.
See, spoken from the king himself.
Yeah, I mean, Jay's word is gold. You got to take it. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I sent him a wrestling video of me doing that wrestling match. And I go, you see my skill level is a fucking 10.
All right, guys, we've been on for quite a fucking while talking about nothing. Sorry to people watching this episode. We just literally.
No, they learned a lot. They learned about deer. They learned about fucking cars,
hunting, everything. This is great. Yeah.
It's good. Is it good?
This is what bro chat is. Everything.
Yeah, but I feel like people watching just want to hear us talk about ass and fucking squirts and like fucking like shaving our fucking assholes. Like this show has turned into like.
Yeah, but it can't only.
Ever since I threw up and clipped his toenails, this podcast has been nothing but
my podcast was great before you guys started. Now it's just like
you only talk about that stuff, then it loses its like oddity. You know, you got to like mix it up with some like good.
Oh, trust me, I don't trust me. I don't want to talk about this shit every week. It just somehow happens.
Yeah,
it's just like.
Yeah, but I think it's good that we don't talk about bodybuilding all the fucking time because there's so much life in bodybuilding. I think I like it that we.
You know where I struggle with it. I have a lot of interest in politics and shit like that. But I have an interest in politics and like just the way things are going on in the world and, you know, social events. But I try not to bring that stuff to the podcast because everybody hears it everywhere else. So I don't want to bring it here. So you run out if you're not talking about banging or bodybuilding, you run out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, but we didn't. We talked about cars and deer.
Yeah. All right.
Never dull.
Cars, deer, bodybuilding, and beer.
Yeah. This was a very manly podcast.
It's a very productive podcast. Yeah, it's a very. This is toxic masculinity for like.
Yeah, if I don't get a fucking girlfriend from this, fuck this thing.
All right,
I'm gonna find you a nice girl guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you ask Ian? Ian's with Melissa. Melissa's got to have some nice friends.
Yeah, but I'm up in Canada. What the fuck am I gonna do with them up here?
A guy will travel.
They'll travel.
Who I dare just think about what he just said. I'm not gonna say anything.
What did he say?
Just think about things we've spoken about and stories we've told, and think about what Ian just said. I'm just gonna leave it there, and I'll text you after the podcast.
Has he been wheeling?
Oh, thank you.
Who's the Canadians? That guy.
I don't know what it. Oh fuck.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Well, I want to know who's the Canadian girl.
I'll text you.
Oh, no, it's not about a Canadian girl.
I'll text you. Yes, it
Text
is.
me. I'll post on Instagram.
That's what you're talking about. The Canadian girl.
Is this gonna be cut out of the podcast?
Nope.
No. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.